Hello and welcome to
Suck it.
Not Another Movie Podcast Remake, episode number 5.
Yeah.
Great start.
Already off. I didn't update the title,
Live.
so we're gonna do that live right now.
All right, here we go.
Oh, there you go.
Right,
You
that's
got,
pretty good.
yeah, the hot sausage made right there. You saw that number change. I'm Adrian. Got Gore here, got Kyle here, the usual two. This is our movie podcast. We do it once every other week. We talk movies we've been watching. Sometimes if the trailers have been good, we'll do that. But has there been any trailers actually? We didn't even talk about that.
The Matrix 4 trailer is coming out Thursday, so we'll talk about that. In 2 fucking weeks.
In 2 weeks.
I mean, I guess we could talk about what they showed. They showed like a couple teasers, and we could talk about the marketing thing they did today, which was really cool.
So I saw Worst before retweeted, but I wasn't able to because I was at work. So what went on with that?
Oh, you want to talk about it now?
Sure.
They did a really cool thing. Hey, Kyle, did you hear about this?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I saw everything.
Yeah. Okay. So they brought back that website. What is the Matrix? Which is the old website they used to have for the original Matrix movies. And when you go on there, it has. Well, actually, you should do it right now. Well, live, do it.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Just see.
what
Yeah,
is it-
you should definitely do it. You
what is it
also
called?
Like just what is the website? Do you remember? Kyle?
Whatisthematrix.com? One word.
I think there's another part to it, but it might lead you there. That should be good. Let's see. Yeah, you're good.
I told you,
Alright.
baby.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
think
now-
there's also the choices yours.
As someone who's
Oh my
never
God.
seen The Matrix,
Yeah. Well, you know the red pill.
I
blue
do
pill.
know
The fucking
this.
red pill stupid shit has become a meme, and fucking Kyle always repeats it. So,
because he is a
Alright, so-
red pill.
so this is really cool. So you clicked it. Oh, Kyle went nuts. Is he okay? He's being a reactor thumbnail.
Yeah, I hate those fucking thumbnails.
For you to show us what is real.
Oh, we're hearing it through your mic too.
Yeah, let me actually edit
It's
that real
fine.
quick.
It's fine. It's fine right now.
24.
It's a live reaction. What time is it, Adrian?
Oh, it's 8:24.
What the fuck? How'd they do that?
8:24 or 8:24? You tell me.
I'm going into the computer.
This is the first day
There's a Candyman, by the way.
But if you want it,
John
Oh,
Cena?
no.
Jonathan Cena?
Oh shit.
you gotta fight for it.
Here's Keanu's back of his head.
See
2
the
days,
full-
baby.
Full
All right, so the cool thing they did is that every time you click one of these pills, it'll take you to a different teaser, and every minute, it'll actually it'll actually generate a new teaser trailer, with a different number. So it'll say 826 if it's 826
Yeah.
for you. So they
Oh.
recorded voiceover for both of these pill trailers because one is voiced by Neil Patrick Harris, the other one's voiced by the Candyman guy. So every time you click it, it's a different trailer with a different set of clips, and it'll have a different time. So this one will be different. It'll still be the narration, but it'll show different clips,
Yeah.
which
That's
is really
cool.
cool. So people have been doing.
Remember how you got here.
This is Neil Patrick Harris. So there you go. There's Keanu
Capacity to discern reality.
do his Neo shit.
What's real
I don't know what happened there. He just got up.
8:25 p.m.
This is like
I love how they record it and then.
Yeah, you could tell. You could tell it was like they all just had the 825, 826, 827. That must have taken a fucking long ass time.
Yeah, they had a whole ass day in the booth.
Yeah. Yeah, just for this, and also to edit this, to like program it.
It sounds
To
better
make it
that
do
way
this?
too, rather than say, hey, just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, then just say the numbers and then we'll piece them together. You know, they just say the actual time
Yeah.
rather than 7:24.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So they
Well,
did a good job
it's-
considering the movie comes out in 3 months too. So
December
like, a movie like this
22nd.
would usually. Yeah.
It's gonna be December's packed, right? Isn't it
Yeah,
Spider-Man?
December 22nd is back. That's the same day as Spider-Man. I
West
think.
Side
No,
Story.
Spider-Man's the 17th, I believe.
17. All right, so close. Also, that's the same day as the new Kingsman movie, which
West Side Story. Come on.
yeah, West Side Story. Yeah, I got the trailer for that today.
A
Actually,
lot of
that
Christmas
was the
movies.
first time I got the trailer in the theater. Yeah, we'll see if they all stay. But yeah, remember when I think John Wick was supposed to come out this Christmas too, or something like that? It was
Yeah.
supposed to come out the same day as Matrix 4.
That was
That's next
April,
thing.
right? April or May, I think it was.
Yeah, it was May, and I think they both got delayed to December though.
John
And
Wick
then
versus
Matrix
John Wick.
stayed,
They
and
really
then
wanted
John
that.
Wick- And John Wick got delayed again. So anyway, what were you gonna say, Kyle?
Nothing. This
good
is
say
this
so.
is really cool. Someone who likes the original Matrix a lot. I mean,
I love the
very
movie.
anticipated for this. Yeah.
Yes,
And
and
definitely
I'm more
Matrix.
excited. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying Adrian needs to see the trilogy
I
for sure.
will. So I was gonna
Yeah.
ask, do I need to see the trilogy or do I need to see one?
You probably need to watch the trilogy.
I've
Like,
heard
Yeah.
really bad
well, you're not
things.
gonna understand what's happening because the Matrix gets complicated. The first one is not very complicated. Like it's simple if you get right to it. Um, but the other two get fucking ridiculous. It almost gets like M Night Shyamalan territory when it comes so fucking weird and
Oh my
ridiculous
god.
and the
Okay.
way they explain shit. But those I still enjoy those movies. They're not good, but like the
They
Reloaded
are
is
overblown.
yeah, they're overblown. Reloaded is fine. Revolutions is fucking ridiculous.
Holy fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're still fun. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I think they're fun. The first one's
It'll
great
be
though.
it'll be fun to go through the
Hold on.
3 again, which I will
Yeah,
do.
and the first Matrix has aged very well.
It's a great movie. Really
Yeah.
great, like great ideas, like really bold movie.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah,
it's awesome too.
I'm
Like,
excited.
just
Yeah,
I'm
it
excited
is.
to
Badass.
still watch it. It's one of those bucket list movies for me. Same like that and like the old Mad Max movies.
oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right,
All
so
right. Well,
let's go back to this. Let's just jump straight into what we watch.
All
So whoops, let me get that timestamp thing going. Gore, what'd you watch this week?
okay. So, well, the only thing I watched that we can't talk about all together is I don't think there's gonna be a single movie that all three of us are gonna be able to talk about besides Spider-Man.
True. That's
Yeah.
why we do it
Shang-Chi
though.
can't. Well, Kyle, I don't know if you're gonna stay in here when we talk about Shang-Chi, but if you're
I'll
gonna,
stick around.
yeah,
I'll
yeah, I'm
listen,
sure you
but-
don't give a fuck. There's nothing in there that matters. But all right, so I watched Mortal Kombat Legends: Battle of the Realms. I like Mortal Kombat, so I watched it. Fun. I had a very interesting cameo in the beginning. Another meme became real, so
This is the year.
get ready. Get ready. There's gonna be more. Warner Brothers.
Are we
they're both
waiting?
Warner Brothers, right? Space Jam and this was Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah. Are we waiting for
They were Mortal
handsome
Kombat.
Squidward to show up in battle Nickelodeon battle brawl
Yeah.
whatever it
Nickelodeon
is?
Battle, Battle Brawl. Yeah, I'm sure he showed up in that last SpongeBob movie. I just didn't see it yet, so I don't know. And I probably won't see it.
That's fair.
I'm okay. At this point, I'm done with animated movies. But this one was fun, so hey, you know. Yeah, this movie was fun. There's not much to say. It's just another Mortal Kombat animated movie. The one last year was really good. I think this one's not as good, but it's still fun. So a lot of blood, a lot of violence. People get murdered. Some characters I wish didn't get killed got killed, but whatever. That's how you can do.
That's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
I mean, the other ones I watched is I saw Candyman, the new one, and Shang-Chi, and that's
So-
really it. I've been watching Sopranos more. I've been watching Cowboy Bebop. I'm watching that because of the Netflix show coming out. I've already seen it, but I wanted to watch it again. But besides that, I don't really watch anything.
All right.
Okay, so I guess when we do this, we can kind of just meld what everyone watched together because I mean, there's gonna be eventually just movies that have crossed over for one another. So like,
Yeah, that's what
well,
we usually do.
so let's get the ones that we've only had solo watches of. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like me, what I didn't see a whole lot. I did see Candyman as well. We'll talk about that. I saw the original Candyman like right before
I
that.
did. I watched
too.
that too.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that when we talk about Candyman. Yeah.
Candyman.
So the only other two movies I saw that we all didn't see was Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar. I went into this movie not expecting much because it is a modern comedy, and God knows I don't even know the last time I thought a comedy that was released recently was even halfway decent, to be honest.
Trainwreck?
It- exactly. I honestly couldn't
Oh,
tell you
boy.
the last.
yeah,
I honestly
You
couldn't tell you
your
the last-
movies just not great when both LeBron James and John Cena are the funniest things in your movie.
It's all.
That was
It's,
before John Cena was like a good actor.
also, your comedy is
Yeah.
not great when Fast 9 is a lot funnier of a movie.
Hilarious.
That's
still
a
the
real
funniest
comedy
of the
movie.
year.
Yeah.
That is still the funniest movie of the year, but this is a close second. I think this is
I
actually
thought
a really
Suicide Squad
fucking...
was funnier, but
Suicide
Oh,
Squad was
that's true.
hilarious.
All right. But I'd say like for a comedy that's just a straightforward ass comedy, this gets to like the first Austin Powers level of like lots of laughs a minute, and it's not the kind of comedy that you might expect. It's not like fucking Bridesmaids or fucking Trainwreck or anything like that. It's really quirky, surreal, random. Fucking
you know shit in a
like
sink in this one.
no, like none of
No.
that kind of humor. Lots of like wordplay and like weird, questionable stuff that goes on. Like this movie, I think you guys would at least like for sure.
Yeah.
I thought this movie
Yeah.
was funny. It was like legit fucking funny. Which is again, I cannot say about almost any movie in the past. Like true comedies, can't say that for the past like 5 years. I can't think of
What?
one.
But how about Killing of Sacred Deer?
That's not a comedy.
true
Yeah,
co- that's a true comedy.
It's a black comedy.
Yeah, it's like
it's
a comedy in the sense of like a William Shakespeare kind of comedy.
Shit, what was the last like comedy I've seen?
I don't know. I honestly like comedy, like actually
Pro-
funny
I'm
comedy.
trying to
Because
think,
Tom
like-
and Jerry, that was like a fucking tragedy.
The only
But,
one I could think of, and it's like really far back, was like Game Night.
Yeah,
Nah.
like that. Like this
There was-
is like on the level of like a Game Night. Like that was the last good comedy. Like and also this similar to Game Night. This is shot well, has a decent story, goes off the rails in a fun way.
Yeah.
If you like Game Night, this is like around same tier of quality, I would say, because
Okay.
I like both that and this.
I like Game
so
Night.
it's on Hulu. Give it a shot, maybe. I thought it was funny.
Is Meth Damon in this one?
Unfortunately not.
Jesse
Mr.
Plemons
Elysium
in
is
it.
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
Meth Damon, not Elysium. I was asking
Yeah.
because he was in Game Night. He was the best part of that movie. You remember
yeah.
him? He was great in that movie.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course. Jesse Plemons was great.
What was the line? It was like,
He was also the best thing about Jungle Cruise.
I didn't even know he was in
Let's
Jungle
throw that out
Cruise.
there. Yeah, he is. He's the villain, and I love that. Yeah, Vito saying. He says that in the trailer. But the best part of him as an actor is that he said fuck it, and he does not want to lose weight. I swear to
I
God,
love
every
it.
movie he gets fatter and fatter.
Well,
and
the
I love
dude,
it.
who's his?
In Jungle Cruise, he has this like German like not Nazi suit, but it looked like one, and he's just like chunky, big chunker.
Who's he? Is he married with someone? Who is it?
I think he's
Yeah,
married
he's
to
got
Kristen Dunst, right?
Yes, he sure is.
Yeah.
There you go. So everything comes
What are we
around in
talking
circles.
about?
Yeah. But hey,
Yeah.
the dude
And Matt Damon was the first choice to be Spider-Man.
and hey,
That's not true.
Matt
That's a lie.
Damon, he made it. So fuck it. I mean, what's he gonna
Yeah.
lose weight for?
Hey, and Matt Damon was in a movie recently called Stillwater, and there's water in Jungle Cruise.
Plus, he looked pretty hefty in that movie.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. He
Um,
probably gained weight. Which if anything, he could. Meth Damon can stop gaining. He's fine.
Nah,
You're
he-
good.
let him do
No
what he
more.
wants to do. He's
He's
a
also
dr-
in that. He's in that movie with Benedict Cumberbatch coming out. The
Titanic 2.
Western. What's that Western one? Fuck, it's coming to Netflix. It's called like The Power of the Dog. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch. Yes.
Yeah, and Kirsten Dunst is in that.
I didn't
So
know
they're-
Benedict
there you
Cumberbatch
go.
yeah.
got kidnapped. I heard learned about that today.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Wait, he got kidnapped?
Yeah, like back in like 2005, I guess he was held hostage, and I don't know
Whoa.
what happened with. I guess they just let him go right away, and they don't know why.
Was it by a bunch of penguins? Is that why you
Yeah,
can't
there
say
you
the word?
go.
Have you ever seen him try to say penguins?
No,
No.
He says penguins.
he
or
has a
something like that.
he has a PTSD attack from it. He's like,
Yeah.
I can't say it.
There's times where I would watch the Graham Norton show, just like clips. I
Uh-huh.
don't usually like interview things, but I'll be like, all right, I'll watch this one. And he did a documentary about penguins, and he couldn't say the word penguins, so the entire documentary he's going penguins or something like that. And then he was in the Penguins Madagascar movie. So it's like,
just to bring it back
Penguins
to
Bottom Line.
Matt Damon. What was his like lines again in Game Night? Where he just stood outside with his dog. He's like,
oh yeah. He's
y'all,
like,
that's a lot of food you guys have for.
That's a lot of. No, you're talking way too normal.
Yeah.
He has his dog there. He's like, you got a lot of chips. That seems like a crazy amount of chips. Yeah, they had like they were like half like they were like buy one get four free. Like that doesn't seem like a really good like business strategy. I don't know how.
I love that movie. I watched it
I don't
again.
understand why Frito Lay would do that.
I watched it again like late last year. It's so good. All right.
So Barb and Star do Guantanamo
Yeah.
Bay or whatever.
You
listen.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, why not?
I could honestly see myself rewatching this movie soon
Sure.
and
Okay.
still having a good time. Like,
I'll probably watch it.
Let's
I think that says a lot for me.
let's have you guys go through Fear Street Part 3.
Yeah.
And
Fear
I'm
Street
gonna
Part
try to
3.
tune out myself a little bit because I am gonna watch these sometime soon.
We don't
Oh,
really need to spoil it.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say.
Yeah, we're not gonna
Oh.
spoil it. All I'll say is it's a fine conclusion. I understand why you didn't like it, but I already know you didn't like it. I could tell. Because considering you said you don't have much to say,
No,
and also you
no.
didn't like the last one, so
No.
it was fine. I like the second one the best. I know that's the one you like. I'm assuming the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know if that tells you what you need to know about us as people.
Listen. I made a huge mistake when it comes to this movie because
Right.
I watched it like 2 months after I saw the first one. So
Okay.
all the shit with this town is haunted or whatever, like, zip,
Yeah. Sure.
especially
Oh,
after
you
the second
forgot
one, which I saw last month. Zap, don't remember shit about that. So honestly, ignore my opinion on this movie, I guess.
Well,
But
that's
whatever.
I mean, I feel like you don't need to know too much from the last two. You just need to know there's a
I
curse.
guess so, but I was not invested really.
Sure.
at
What
all.
were you?
I was less invested in this one than I wanted to be because I did really like the second one and I liked all the characters. And this one is just very strange. I don't want to spoil it, obviously, but there's just some awkward stuff in it. And it does something towards the last half that's like, all right, well, I mean, that makes sense. You got to, wrap it up. But I feel like that stuff got a little too, I don't know, like drab and kind of, it went on a little too long. But I still
see.
liked it. I liked it fine enough. I think it's the weakest one of the three.
Kyle,
personally,
what are
but-
you more invested in? Fear Street or the SOK revival?
Well, that's a whole
Yeah.
different can of worms you're bringing up right
I'm
now.
bringing that up, huh?
Hey, that's on
Yeah.
Twitter. You can check Kyle's Twitter. Shouts to Kyle's Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to people on Gore's channel who has no idea what SOK is.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was on
Because-
this a couple times.
Yeah, go research
Yeah,
that. You'll find
true.
some good cuts right
That
there.
was
Yeah,
awkward
yeah,
because I remember I got thrown into an SOK without never have listening to it ever. So I got thrown in and I was supposed to do like an intro. I remember this. I was supposed to do like an intro because you guys like introduce each other or something. And I'm like, I don't even know who these fucking people are. I had to look on
That's too funny.
Skype. I had to go on Skype and go, here's this person, here's that person. Didn't give them any chance to
Oh my
speak or
god, I
anything.
forgot. I totally fucking forgot about
Like,
that.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It's
So-
like,
Oh my
all right,
God,
all right,
that's
go
so
introduce
cringe.
us. I'm like, what the
That-
fuck?
Gore-
That's so fucking cringe. I'm sorry.
I was like, all right.
That's so embarrassing.
That's
Oh my
that's
God.
pretty base,
I
dude.
think I handled it pretty
Yeah,
well.
just get your
Probably.
guests
Like,
to get.
here's these people, here's that people.
Yeah, no,
Just to
that-
say, like, a funny
You,
thing
you
about
see that's
it.
cringe. That's pretty base. You just
Yeah.
have your guests introduce everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they thought because Kyle got me to be on it. So I'm assuming they thought I've already watched before, but I didn't. So after that, I started watching some of the indoor things you guys did, but I never listened to the podcast unless it was like live and sometimes I drop in. But for the most
Right.
part, or if I was on it, obviously. But that was
What's
I was like,
what's-
weird.
what's scarier, the SOK or Fear Street? Go tune into the deep cuts and find out.
Well, let me tell you something. Fear Street's like Goosebumps. If Fred Fox came back, I would be shitting my pants.
Uh-oh.
Because he'd have to come back for a good reason.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, we'll talk about a door for fucking 3 hours
Yeah,
again
I
or some
know.
shit. I remember that.
I know.
What the fuck?
So some deranged maniac out there could come back. That's scary. That's a real world fear. But Fear Street,
Uh-oh.
pretty kind of lame. Like the first one was like, it was like a teen movie sort of thing, but it was interesting, modern day movie. slasher, but it has a couple twists and it's gay and all that. Like, okay, cool. I was on board. The second one was just like the lamest sleepaway camp wannabe ever, and this was like Goosebumps version of The Witch or something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, sure. No,
Not
definitely the
my
Witch. I was
thing.
thinking the Witch also when I was watching it.
Yeah, but
It
like
was like the
not,
Witch have had more of a budget, but also less of the budget. If
no
you're like,
atmosphere or anything
yeah,
like that.
no, and also like, I feel like horror movies need to stop having romances. Like I'm just so sick of
Oh.
it. I this one made sense. I get it for sure, but like, I just don't care about most of the romances in movies. Period. Like I just don't care because you don't give us enough time to give a shit, and then like it takes up most of the time anyway. Because like it takes up most of the time of just them looking at each other like ooh googly eyes. But I don't understand why these people like each other. Like hey, leave romances in TV shows because you have enough time to actually build it. Just don't do it. Or like a movie series, you know, that's gonna go on and on and on. This could have did that, but if you see the movie, you'll know, or the series, you'll know why they didn't. Anyway,
All right.
but whatever. Also,
Yeah,
also
that's cool.
their accents in part 3 are very
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
not great.
They did
But,
not try.
no, not really. But or maybe they did, but it just didn't really
No.
work. The acting was fine though. Anyway,
That's what we watched, I guess.
that's
all
really
I
it.
watched.
Besides, you know, the big ones.
Yeah.
Candyman.
So we'll
I didn't see Shang-Chi though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you didn't see Shang-Chi and
Shang-Chi.
the Chenjings. So
All right.
give me 1 second
we
to
doing
put the
I'm not watching the stream, so I have no idea. What
yeah.
you're
I'm putting the timestamp for Candyman now. So go ahead and talk about Candyman.
Hell yeah.
I'll put the headphones down
Alright.
for a second to wave me back in.
All
Okay.
right.
All right, we'll wait. All right.
All right. So
Alright.
Candyman. This is a remake slash
No, it's more of a sequel.
sequel.
It's sequel because it ties into the first one. Definitely.
Yeah, so that's the crazy thing. And spoilers, by the way, for Candyman.
Well, you know what? Saying that, but like everybody gets that in the trailers, especially since they
Really?
brought back Vanessa Williams. Vanessa, I
Hmm.
forgot her middle name because there's a lot of Vanessa Williams out there. But from the original, and everybody saw that and immediately they're like, "Oh, okay, so that's what they're doing." Everybody gets that, and also I don't know why they showed that in the trailer because that's like the only scene she's in the entire movie. But whatever. So it's very obvious where they're going with it. Especially in the trailer where they said, "Oh, I guess you found me" or whatever. So yeah, there's gonna be spoilers for Candyman, but this is all stuff that
It'll
It's
be
pretty
marked
obvious.
as spoilers. Anyways, so
Yeah.
here's the thing. I honestly had no fucking idea that was the case because the
Oh, you
trailers.
didn't?
Yeah, because the trailers. I like. Here's when I watch trailers. I'm like just fucking like I look at images and that's it. Like I don't even process
Sure.
trailers
You know, process it.
because
That's probably the
I just want to see the fucking movie when it releases. Like here's what's
Right.
gonna happen with the Matrix. I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna think it looks cool or whatever, and then I'll save what the movie's actually about for the movie itself. So I
Yeah.
kind of get the best of both worlds. I still have not seen the Jackass trailer, even though it fucking plays before every single movie. But
Yeah, it
anyway,
played before Shang-Chi today. So
I fucking.
and guess what? At the end it said October 22nd. I'm like, oh.
Nope, sorry.
Oh, that sucks.
There's a poster of Venom 2 that said October 15th or whatever, and then someone literally like wrote on marker the new date,
Oh, first.
and then they just took out the poster entirely because of the new one.
Yeah, right.
That's funny. But Candyman. So here's what I was going in. The trailer, like, it seemed like, definitely like trying to be like political. Jordan Peele's producing it, all that stuff.
Right.
It looked like a new modern version of Candyman. And here's the thing: I love the first Candyman. I saw it for the first time last year. I saw the original one like right before seeing the new one, with the expectation that, wow, it's gonna be amazing how much better the old one is, because I think the
Right.
old one is a really fucking good, interesting horror movie. That's
Yeah,
also
great.
a cool slasher.
For sure.
And it still like holds up politically and all that stuff. The Cabrini Green or whatever is the setting. Great original movie. So I was surprised that this new one not only just continues on from like the story wise, and there's a big twist about who a certain character is in the new one.
Mhm.
It was interesting that they went back to the original locations. Like, hey, it's like super gentrified now. It's not some fucking horrible fucking
Yeah, it's not horrible,
desolate.
like just abandoned
Yeah,
buildings and stuff, and
yeah, and
people
scary
posing as
people.
Candyman there. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, so for this new one, my thoughts were, wow, really interesting, like what they're doing with this, and it's not like super preachy like sort of thought it would be, for the most part. So I was
There's a
actually,
couple times where it gets maybe a little too preachy. We'll
yeah,
get to it, but
yeah, the end especially, and the end is where it
yeah.
kind of dips below.
But it's funny because the ending itself, like the full ending, there's problems there, obviously. But then, like literally the last 30 seconds, I was like, "That was dope." It was like,
Yeah.
anyway, we'll get to it.
So overall, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I honestly expect this movie I would not like at all, but I was surprised. I think it was all right. Had some problems, so
Right.
that's from it.
I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I had a couple problems. We'll get to them, but for the most part, they're very small problems that I feel like a lot of the movie makes up for. The ending has some, whatever, but you also get like some pleasing kills towards the end. So it's just like, all right, well, I mean, it's a little over the top, but especially considering how the movie has been kind of. For the most part, the movie is really good with its message, which is, it's a very obvious message. For the most part, there's one part in the beginning that gets a little nuts too, but again, we'll talk about it. But I thought it was really good overall. I thought all the actors did a really good job. I thought when it comes to like just the kills and stuff, for a general audience, I'm sure that's why they came to see this movie. It it fulfills that, but I like that it doesn't overindulge in it. Like whenever like someone's about to get killed, most of the time it cuts away. The whole bathroom scene in that trailer. You think it's gonna be a bloodbath, and there's parts where there's a lot of blood, but it actually does a really good job of cutting away when it needs to. And that was the same thing with the original Candyman. Like original Candyman, like there's times where characters get killed off screen. There's that one kill which I always thought was weird. When the friend gets killed in the original Candyman, we're gonna spoil the original Candyman too. Because we gotta. Where the friend gets killed. What was her name? Like, was her name like it's Beatrice or something? It was like starts with a B. I just saw this like a week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. But she's dead, and they see her body, and she's like bluish. Like you remember that? She's like like I was like, what the fuck? Why? But he suck all her blood out of her body. Why? Like, I always thought that was weird. But the original movie has good kills, but if you really look at it, it is a movie with a message. I like that it takes a while until you even see Candyman in it. It takes like half the movie, and the movie's only 90 minutes until we actually get Candyman. And then I like that it's actually psychological too. Like, oh, is Candyman real? Is she just going fucking crazy? She's actually murdering people. And I like that this new movie actually takes that into consideration. Like, maybe she was just crazy and she went around murdering people, and that's the story in this movie too. That Helen Lyle, the main character of the first one, which by the way they got, what's her name? What's the actress's name? Forgot her name.
Vanessa
To
Williams?
do no, not Vanessa. No. Helen Lyle is the white woman from the first
yeah.
movie. Vanessa Williams is the mother from the original movie.
Okay.
With the baby.
Yes.
But they get her to do a voice cameo in this, which I thought was fun. But on the audio tape thing. Yeah, like the way they connect that with that story and stuff, I thought was really good. But yeah, overall, I really liked it. Really liked it. But I guess we'll get more into like deep spoilers now. Anything you
Yeah.
want to talk about?
Well, I think it's cool that like the first movie basically becomes an urban legend in and of itself. You know, like
To the point where there's different urban legends. Like it's just like, oh, Candyman for me was a guy that was just actually handing out candy. He had a hook hand, kind of. He had a hook hand. But it was like one of those utility ones, not like a fucking I'm gonna murder you with it. So and he just like came out the wall, which was fucking creepy. That was the opening shot. And they didn't really go into it, but I assumed he had like, because he wasn't evil, he was just really giving candy out. At least that's what the reveal is. Like, oh, he wasn't putting razor blades in candy. He was just giving candy. I'm assuming. Oh, my AC just turned on. I'm assuming. Yeah. I'm assuming he had like some mental condition or something, right? Like,
Mm.
or he was just a fucking weirdo, I guess maybe.
All that stuff's vague. I guess he's just a
Yeah,
weirdo.
pretty. I guess he could just be a weirdo. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't answer that. But like, I like that there's multiple different Candymen in a way. And that whole lore about Candyman, I thought was not too. It wasn't described enough. Like, it wasn't really like the. It wasn't front and center like how that even works. To the point where a character just assumes that if you cut a man's arm off, put a hook in his arm, and then get him shot by the cops, that he'll become Candyman, which I guess worked out. So yeah, towards the end. But yeah. So what were you saying again? I forgot actually.
Well, I don't fucking know at this point, but like what I'm saying is the whole idea of Candyman is that he is like a group of people's like
Yeah.
representation of a fear they have, which is in terms of the first movie, in terms of like urban violence and all that stuff. This one tries to do something else when it comes to police brutality and violence and all that stuff, and that's like and that's the thing is that there's a lot of like stuff like underneath the surface of this movie that doesn't really get fulfilled or talked
No.
about enough.
The cop
Especially,
stuff doesn't really at all. Like the cop stuff, there's only 2 scenes where we even see cops. Like, and they just and they come out like a swarm of evil. Like, oh, they come out of the floorboards and they're evil. Remember that part where
cartoonishly evil.
yeah, they all come down the stairs to go beat up that one Candyman guy in the beginning and kill him. But there's like seriously like 25 of them that go down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I get it that happens in real life. A bunch of police officers come to just. I get that, but it was a little like the shot was really cartoonish looking. And
oh my god, when it's like oh, he made a noise. Oh, what's that sound?
yeah.
Oh, oh, Candyman's down there.
Yeah.
So
the kid screamed once, and at that point that was like back in the 70s, I think. So like, and that was Cabrini Green when it sucked at that point. So like I'm sure screaming happens all the time there. Also, I mean, they seem pretty far away. I don't see how he screamed that yet loud to where you could hear him. But whatever.
Right.
Whatever. I get the point. He gets beaten even though he didn't do anything wrong. Even though he did, he was being a fucking creep. But he not to the point he should have been beaten to death. Maybe detained because he was being a fucking creeper, hiding in a hole. How'd the hole get there? Did he make that hole?
Someone they didn't explain the story very well with their little paper or whatever. But so there's that scene, and then at the very end, there's another like, oh fuck the police sort of.
When the police come in and like at first I was like, all right, the police come in. Have at least one police officer be not a shitty asshole. Like not every cop in the world is a shitty asshole. But
there
I get
should just be like one who's a super mega asshole, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That's a real piece of shit.
You know what's funny? You say that? That's exactly what they do in Candyman 3. They do that. They have one extremely gigantic asshole cop that is racist and like he's trying to pin it on people, which is funny because they do the same thing in this one. He's trying to pin like all the Candyman shit on people and stuff. And that movie sucks, but this movie's way better than that. But they don't do that here, kind of. I guess at the end they kind of do it when the guy's like, "Hey, this is what happened. He came at us and we shot him. That's what happened, right? Or we're gonna pin on you," is what that cop pretty much says to the girlfriend at the end. Just the police stuff didn't really work because it was just a little too. It's a 90-minute movie. I swear, like maybe 5 minutes of it has cop stuff, and they don't really talk about the cop stuff too much in the movie. Like it would be one thing if like Anthony, right? That's the character's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he was like maybe a couple times accosted by some cops or whatever.
But that's the thing also, like he is not as good of a character as the woman was in the first movie because she had such a very like defined purpose. Like she's writing about urban legends and all that stuff, and she's having a personal experience with Candyman, and she's starting to fucking lose it whether or not it's real. She's a doubter at first, and then she becomes like his fucking hench girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much. And also that movie's like a dark romance too. Which I feel like all the Candyman movies are kind of that. The woman doesn't fall in love with Candyman, but Candyman's like, come on, like it's really like it's romantic in the way that he's really, it's like it's Clive Barker romance, because Clive Barker made the original story.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like Helen Lyle. That's the character's name. From the original was a more defined character where Anthony's just like he's an
He's
artist.
an artist, yeah. Like that doesn't
Yeah,
really like it's just like it's what he does,
yeah.
but like the movie doesn't do anything really that interesting with it.
And what
Other than
worked
make
with
a set
Helen,
piece out of it.
yeah, what worked with Helen is that she had a husband that was cheating on her too. So you already have that right there. That's a big part of the original. So you already have like someone betraying her, and then when she's losing her mind, like the husband's not there to support her. Here you have a supportive girlfriend. So it's like a very I don't know. It's just like him losing his mind. That's it. It's like the Helen Lyle part, except done. I don't know, not as well. That's pretty much
Without
it.
a
But,
motivation or
right.
like goal or really much of
Yeah,
anything.
he
Like,
hears about Candyman, and I guess you could say the goal is that he wants to show because he has that whole art piece where it's supposed to be police brutality,
right.
talking about the original Candyman. But like you don't really get that from his character to begin with. Like he's really about like social stuff like that because he just seems like he's a guy that wants to do art so he can become popular. That's the point. Like in the beginning when he hears that his friend gets murdered, but he heard his name being mentioned, he's like, they said my name on the news. I was just like, all right, well, right there, like you're already. I'm not really liking you. Your friend just died. I mean, I guess he was a dick to you, but you were a dick to him too. It's just like one of those things. Like I don't know. But I thought the actor did a really good job. I thought he was fine. But
Sure.
I thought the acting for the most part was really good. Um,
I think just a little sloppy execution of like story. I don't know. Like
sure.
I just think it didn't fulfill like enough or as much as the first one did.
Sure. It doesn't. That movie also had the benefit of really focusing on one character, where this
Yeah.
one focuses on the girlfriend, Anthony, the crazy dude. Later, where at first you're like, who is he? And then you find out he's just a crazy dude, and he saws his arm off. Which I was upset in the trailer is that part where he like loses his mind. Do you remember that part in the
Yeah,
trailer?
I'm
Where
going
he goes,
insane.
"Oh!"
Yeah.
Do you remember that part?
You
I'm
remember
sorry,
that?
your audio just fucking freaked out.
Candyman!
Yeah. Oh yeah, doesn't happen. Wait,
Oh
no,
my
actually, I
God.
think she does scream that, doesn't she? Because
Yeah.
that's at the end.
That trailer annoyed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I saw that trailer way too many times.
Yeah.
Be my
So-
victim. Does he even say "be my victim" in the movie?
I don't
Does he
know.
even
He
say
doesn't
"sweet,
do
still
he,
sweet"?
he also doesn't do much other than just kill people in this.
Yeah, that's true. That is the one negative I definitely have. Other ones are like slight ones, but this is the one big negative. Not enough Tony Todd.
Yeah. And
At
also
all.
weird CG Tony Todd at some points.
I didn't think it. I didn't think it looked that bad,
Oh,
honestly.
it looked a little
Uh,
Rogue One-y to me. I don't know.
Sure, but considering this movie had maybe 5% of the budget Rogue One had, like I'm
Right.
surprised they even tried. They should have just said fuck it. He grew old. Like it doesn't make any sense. He's a ghost. Dude, do you remember the original movie? Out of nowhere, Candyman's just sleeping at one point. Like he should get a little nap. Why the fuck is he
it's
sleeping at one
interesting.
point? So you know
I
what?
don't know.
Fuck it. Just made him old. I don't care. He still looked different anyway than he did in the original. I just saw the original like literally 2 hours before I saw this one. So like I didn't like I was like, all right. So I mean that was a cool. I really like that ending where he's just like tell everyone, and we got Tony Todd. I was happy about that. Sure, CG maybe a little weird. Maybe it was just my theater was a little. The picture on my theater, I don't know what the fuck. It's like way too dim sometimes.
A lot of theaters are way
yeah.
too dim. Projectors.
Yeah, so maybe it's just I saw a brighter picture. Maybe I would have noticed more of the CG face because usually I'm good with like noticing really odd CG. But I was the only one in my theater I feel like that saw the Superman lip in Justice League. I swear to God, immediately I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with his lip? But yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. Like I know we talk more about negatives, but I really thought the horror aspect was great. I thought the cinematography was fantastic. I thought there was some really cool kills in there. Like that one girl that gets killed. What was she like? She was an art dealer or something like that. She was like whatever. And you just see like a zoom out of her house, and she just gets murdered in the back. I like how the kills were subtle enough where like it's not just blood and guts. You get one really good bloody one in the beginning with the girl that gets her throat slashed, and then the one art guy gets murdered and you see him dead on the ground. But for the most part, everything else was pretty subtle. Even the cops ones, you just see like blood splatter everywhere, and that's it. Because a movie nowadays, like you have to have like ooh extreme blood, make everybody happy. But yeah, if you're gonna be rated R, you might as well go hard R. And this one didn't go like super hard R, but it did have some gnarly kills, but still subtle enough.
The first one wasn't super gory or anything.
Yeah. I said that the goriest part was like I think a dog's head gets cut off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which, that sucks. I don't like seeing that, but yeah, good movie.
Only other two things I would really say in comparison to the original is, hey, did I miss that Philip Glass score in the?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking cool. Like in the very first shot of Candyman, just like sucks me right in. With
with the bees and
haunting
shit. Where
ass
he's just
music.
like, I will. What's the line? I'm going to slice you open from gullet to groin or whatever.
Yeah, and his voice is so fucking like great in the first movie.
Yeah,
Holy
and
shit.
his voice is the one line he has at the end of this new movie. I'm like, oh shit. He's
Yeah,
just like,
scary.
That's why that boy was a fucking like all these really sinister villains and like he's been the voice of like a bunch of sinister villains and like a bunch of cartoons lately. Because I'm a grown man who watches cartoons. He was in that new He-Man show.
All right.
Kind of a waste of his talent, but what are you gonna do? Got work. He's in Final Destination, obviously. So.
Oh, and in the original movie, he actually had fucking bees in his mouth, real life bees.
Yeah. He got paid for
CG
each
bees.
bee.
CG bees. Fuck you. Soulless.
Yeah, soulless.
Nah, but
it matched his CG face, so
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, all right movie. Definitely better than I expected.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and I do agree with they didn't do a lot with the bees. I thought him floating all the time was kind of cool because he did that in the original,
cool,
but
yeah.
he didn't do it. He didn't do it a lot in the original. Like, there's times where you're gonna tell he's like on a wire in the original, like, and this one it was like just all CG, so it was just like it looked cool. Anyway, that was a good visual. Creepy. I like that it actually did try to be a little creepy at least and atmospheric. Not as much as the original, but still good. Yeah, I like that. Anyway,
right.
Adrian.
Hey.
Oh God. Oh my God, I'm gonna come.
And then they ate the candy.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure
and
did.
Then they all turned into Shang-Chi, which is not our next movie.
Which is our next movie.
Oh, it is. Oh, we're gonna talk about
Bazinga.
We're talking about Bazinga.
All right, Shang-Chi.
So I kept mostly I wasn't like super excited for this one just because I feel like the last like string of origin movies have just not been really interesting.
Oh, you're not a big fan of Captain Marvel? I thought you loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. No, in general, I think it's been a while since we've had like something interesting, like solo wise from that. I think.
You say that, but the most interesting thing MCU has done was literally 2 days before Shang-Chi came out, which was that What If episode.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah, I think that is still, I think, probably one of the best things Marvel just made.
That's the best thing they've done in Phase 4 so far.
Oh, by far, bar none that is. But I think it's just one of the best things they've just ever done. Like top 5 for sure.
I love that episode.
But yeah, so I wasn't really sure. I didn't really know what the connection was of this movie. It felt not out of place, but like, okay, let's see where this is gonna fit in the grand scheme of things. And spoilers, obviously we're going spoiler talk. Obviously, for all intents and purposes, for the majority of the movie, it felt like its own movie. And then the post credits are what kind of brought it back into remember, this is part of the MCU. Little tidbits, seeing Wong there with Abomination, you're like, all right, this is still MCU, but
what a thankless cameo that was.
Yeah, right. It was like, oh, that's okay.
You see just as much of him in the trailer as you see him in the movie.
Pretty much.
Abomination. Everybody freaked out. Abomination's it? I wonder how he's gonna factor into the story. Yeah.
And Wong's holding his hand. Let's go, buddy. Oh.
Wong beats his little ass like he ain't shit, and he beats him with his own fist, and
Yeah.
then says, "Oh, come on!" He's wearing his diaper or whatever, and he goes in.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how they treat their early MCU villains,
Pretty much.
which is fine. He was weak as fuck anyway. So
Kind. I mean,
I liked
unironically
Tim
too,
Roth,
with
though,
with
so.
Ben Kingsley in here too, right? But
Yeah, he was phase 2.
phase 2, right? The first
Yeah.
one.
The what?
Was he the first phase 2 villain?
I don't know when phase 2 started.
Iron
Maybe.
Man
I
3,
think you're
right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
No, Thor. Yeah, no, you're right. Because Thor 2 was after.
Yeah, because
And then
everyone was all like, "Oh, where's Iron Man gonna go
Man,
from this?"
Phase 2 had some shit ass villains, huh? Because it started off with
Malekith.
Mandarin, which wasn't the villain, and then and then Malekith was after that. Yeah. And then right after that was what? I guess Winter Soldier. That
Winter
was
Soldier
good.
was fantastic.
Yeah, and then Guardians of the Galaxy's villain. I'm just talking about villains where Ronan was weak. I didn't hate him.
It wasn't bad, but it was definitely weak.
Nah, I kind of liked him as the serious villain, considering how everybody else is goofy. So kind of it clashed well in that movie. So I didn't really mind it. But all right. So do you tell your opinion? Finish your opinion. I don't think you were done.
No, so I didn't know what to really expect. And then I heard a lot of really
It's MCU, my guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I meant like in terms of whether or not this is going to be kind of like
Perception.
yeah, but there's because I appreciate Black Panther. I didn't really like super love it, but I appreciate it a lot.
I really liked it when it first came out. Like I really liked it. That was great. As time went by, I liked it less, but I still really like that movie.
Yeah, that's
I would even say I probably loved it the first time I saw it because I like there's besides some of the CG shit, which is unfortunate in that. I thought a lot of the villain was great. I thought a lot of the action was really nice. The humor actually kind of flowed well in that one, and I thought the writing was pretty strong for an MCU movie. I'm grading on a curve, but
Yeah, no, exactly. But what was the one prior to that? I think Doctor Strange was like the last origin prior to
Doctor
that.
Strange had a.
I actually really like Doctor
no.
Strange. Just not like the
I really
story
like
itself stood out, but like the visuals and everything about that was just super fun to watch.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, and I haven't really watched too many of the trailer. I think I watched like one trailer of this only. I've never even watched the clips, just because most of them came out while I've just been busy and just not really able to do much.
Right.
So yeah, I went to this. Unfortunately, I had to miss a little bit at the beginning. But I got sped up right away pretty quickly. It was pretty. You knew what was happening.
Yeah, the beginning is actually really good. Though.
It is. So I did watch that. But yeah, I caught up on that. Overall, I think probably the best fight choreography since Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I can say. Super
Which,
fun.
by the way, I didn't notice, but the stunt coordinator and stuff passed away.
Yeah, they had to thank you at the very
I had
end.
no idea. Yeah, it said all right.
Unfortunate because
he's also unfortunate, but he's also the one that did now I'm gonna forget because I looked him up. I was like, oh, he did the stunts for. Fuck, let me look him up. Sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunate because he did fucking incredible in this movie. I think it was so much fun to watch. Just when you
he
think
did the Kingsman movies. That's
yeah,
right.
that fucking makes
So-
sense, right?
Yeah, his last one is the Kingsman, which was supposed to come out. I feel like 2 fucking years ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was actually. It was supposed to come out end of 2019. Or beginning of 2020, maybe. I could.
So, yeah, amazing choreography.
Yeah.
What's the actor's name? Simu Liu.
Simu Liu, yeah.
I thought
I've heard people pronounce Liu, but I've heard Liu more than that. So
he had a lot of charisma, a lot of fun to watch. Tony Leung was fucking incredible in this movie. I thought too.
Oh yeah, Tony Leung. Without a doubt, the best villain in the MCU Phase 4 right now. I mean, too bad.
Not saying
we're in
much.
spoilers. Too bad. Huh?
It's not saying much right now.
I thought what's her name in WandaVision was fine, but I guess if you count what's his name from Loki, the one who shall be or whatever fuck. I guess if you count
he
him,
who remains, but not really.
yeah, I wouldn't really count him as a villain. I would say Loki's villain is Sylvie, if anything. But
It's
and maybe the writing.
Renslayer.
But, oh yeah, shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, who?
And then we got
I keep forgetting that's her name.
Carly Morgenthau.
Yeah, and I know her. She's probably the worst villain besides Reznov from Black Widow.
And
I don't know
Malekith.
his name. I'm gonna
Oh
call
no,
him
I forgot about.
Reznov
Oh, we were
'cause
going general. Yeah, no, I got a lot of Phase 4.
no,
Like,
in general, I think her and the Black Widow one are the two worst villains in the MCU. Because at least I can make fun of Malekith.
yeah, he
He's
looks so fucking stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, he's so stupid that and like he's so self-serious and dumb. And also you could kind of almost argue that Loki is also part villain in that because like Thor's dealing with his ass the entire time.
Sure.
So you could almost argue that, but like there's no like and of course Black Widow you have Taskmaster which sucked too, but she's like the heavy spoilers. It's a she. At this point, we didn't know that already.
So with the MCU, the shows have been a fun like watch. Like they've never been like I've never been like, oh okay, I'll watch it. I guess like it's been a good watch for me the entire way. But
I've looked forward to some of them for sure. Like WandaVision when it was picking up, I was like, this is good. I'm excited. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was still like interested, but I was like, eh. And Loki, like I was almost dreading each episode because like
yeah, you really didn't like it at the beginning, which is fair.
I don't know. I don't understand.
I've looked forward to each of them.
Like what you will, but just don't give me shit if I didn't like it.
I look forward to each of them. It was just something to watch every week. It was nice. But
What If I'm actually looking forward to way more now.
Yeah, What If is getting progressively better and better.
The last 3 episodes have been really good or fucking fantastic.
So with this movie though, I had a blast. Yeah. I thought everything worked out. I thought the humor was well paced in it. Because I mean, it wasn't like over. Like it didn't feel like.
I guess it was paced well. I'll give it that.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. So it wasn't like awkward. I mean, yeah, it was awkward timing sometimes. Like that's that.
Oh, it has probably the most awkward.
Which one?
Timing. Just go ahead.
Well, I'm curious because I don't know. I didn't really.
I'll get to my negatives and I'll talk about it.
I thought it was well paced versus I don't know. It just felt really weird in Black Widow. Maybe I'm just thinking too much about Black Widow just being as bad, so I put this on another like a higher tier than that. Honestly, I just had
Black Widow actually. I think I laughed more in Black Widow than this.
I actually really had a fun time with this movie. Like genuinely, like
I did too.
I was actually kind of surprised at how much I like did laugh along with this movie and just enjoy it in general. Like actually, like I had no expectations for it. I didn't think it was gonna be like that big, but I had a really really fun time. I like the cast a lot. I like where the story went.
Yeah.
I thought the villain, being that kind of villain, but not really, was good. Yeah. I think the acting between Simu and Tony was fucking incredible. I thought, like, especially like the final, like their final little moment together. That was really really good. Yeah. And no, like I was genuinely kind of surprised about how I enjoyed it. And maybe I'm fresh out the movie, so I literally just like came from the theater, so I'm probably a little bit too rose tinted right now, you know? I don't know if that's the word for it, but I'm a little bit too fresh off of it right now to see too many negatives, but I know Gore's a couple days out, so.
Well, I actually just saw it tonight again, so I saw it twice. I just got out of theater like an hour ago. That's why I was late. Well, I guess it didn't matter because we had to wait for Kyle too, so. I was disappointed. Because I was really looking forward to it after all the reviews saying it was amazing. The reviews have been fucking really good for
They have been.
And, like, really good even for a Marvel movie. Because, like, I read them, and it's from people I trust. And they said, like, this is easily the best origin story of the MCU. I'm like, really? Better than Iron Man 1? I don't even think it's better than Captain America 1. Like, it's maybe better than Thor. You can argue that.
I think people might be saying that because they're so far out from those movies, you know?
Sure. Iron Man 1 still holds up as its own movie, obviously. Like, you don't need to see anything else, obviously, because it's the first one. But it also doesn't. It teases Shield. That's it. That's pretty much.
Yeah,
it.
but
and then at the end when Michael, what the fuck?
And Michael Douglas comes out.
Michael Jackson shows up. That would have been really weird.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously it's easy one too because they didn't have expectations going forward. So it was like maybe get a little teases if you're a comic book fan, but like. That's all you would assume, right? That where this is always just a piece of a larger puzzle in some aspect.
Right. I feel like the action is great. In the first 2 acts, the action is great. I think the third act is probably the lamest third act I've seen in a fucking MCU movie. And you could see, and not ever, but in a long time. And you could say Black Widow had a third act that was lame, but the whole movie was lame. So in comparison to its first two acts, I thought this third act was lame as shit. When we're getting spoilers, when the two dragons showed up and it was just a nightmare of CGI, and they're all in the backs of them, and it's terrible green screen with bad CGI. I'm like, I just wanted to see I wanted them to fight. I wanted to see the Mandarin versus, or whatever he wants to fucking call himself, and Shang-Chi fight. I wanted to see that, and you get that a little bit. You don't get as much as the dumb fucking dragon that wants to Shang Tsung some fucking other dragon's soul out.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
I could see that because
and also like when they get to the village, it becomes dry. It becomes really stupid, and all character development is pretty much gone. Like the only thing you get after that is Shang-Chi saying like, "I actually killed that guy, and I'm gonna kill my dad."
Well, Aquafina, I guess, so she has her purpose.
Aquafina literally shows up. Ade is a great archer and helps win the battle at the end. None of these other people that have been living in this place for their entire lives could help at all. They're all just getting fucking killed. But Aquafina somehow survived the entire time. A day with training with this bow and arrow and fucking did the most Olympic fucking like spear throw fucking bow and arrow fucking toss I've ever seen in my life, where it goes right through the dragon's throat. And I was like, Jesus Christ. And it was just like, it was mind-numbing at the end. The second time, I hated it. The first time I was like, it's just, The second time, I fucking hated it. And it's a shame because I really liked the first two acts. The third act, I was like, come on, just get the fuck over it. Just hurry up, please, for love of God, end. Like, and it was just so slow and boring and pandering. I was just like, oh my God.
It did have the obvious joke too, where it's like, hey, you have to help us fight. No, we're not. Okay, well then you're gonna see them get his ass kicked. But then like, all right, we will join you.
Every joke in this movie is so obvious. It's something happens, pause, and then they say the funny. Like it's, and the one I was talking about before with the humor is actually in the first act where Shang-Chi is telling Katie. That's
I know exactly what you're talking about. The plane.
So fucking lame. I knew it was gonna happen too. I was like, "This is gonna be a funny joke at the end," where he's talking about his tragic backstory.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I had to go. Like my dad at the age of 14 told me to go kill somebody.
Chicken
and I, beef or vegan? Vegetable? Which one do you want? Like I guess vegan. Oh, we don't have that. I guess we'll have beef then. No, both times I was in a theater filled with people, not a single fucking laugh. And not a single laugh. To the point where the second time I saw it and it happened again, you
should have laughed.
Yeah,
you should. Okay, yeah.
But again, I know it sounds like I hate this movie, but it really leaves a bad taste in my mouth at the end. I will say the first post-credit scene I found fun.
Yeah.
But the second one, I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit. It should go the way of the dodo and just end it.
You know that it's probably going to be, that whole thing's going to be some sort of like TV or
TV show.
It's
yeah.
Disney Plus something.
And I couldn't give a fuck less about that character because she was just angry the entire time, and that's it.
They could have did better with her.
All right, the MCU has a side character female problem where every side character, when it comes to, because I want to like these characters, but they're all just angry. Sylvie was fucking angry. What's her name? The villain from fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier was just angry.
Agatha.
Like the only one that was fun was fucking what's her name from Black Widow. Like I forgot Florence Pugh's character. She was fun.
But I think that was Florence Pugh though.
Yeah, and also she's the one that should be angry the entire time because she got left behind and she was mind controlled her whole life. This one's like, oh, you got left behind because your 14-year-old brother couldn't come back and fight an entire army to save you. When he's 14, you're a grown woman now. You should know this, that he couldn't come back to get you. And also leave you to, like she said multiple times, like, he left me for dead. Like, first of all, you're here with your father who's not going to kill you. I don't know why you think he's going to kill you. Like, you just lost your mother. He's upset about that. Why the fuck would he just randomly kill his daughter?
He never really had vibes of killing his family.
His own family? Yeah.
Never had, which was confusing to me because like the most he did was like they said, hey, that's not true. That's not mom. Then he just like kicked their boss ass for like 2 seconds. Put him away. Yeah, but never had an instance of like. Yeah, I even struggle to say that, but threw them away in a jail, and it wasn't even like bad. But yeah, that was weird. They would say, are they gonna kill us? Like I don't think he ever had vibes of that.
And also, I argue that like the reason why he is so violent towards the end is because of the voices. Like it's really fucking with him. So that point where he really fucking I'm assuming Shang-Chi actually dies at that point, and then the Great Protector brings him back. When he gets flung into the water.
Yeah.
And then he's in there for a long time because a lot of shit happens in between, and he breaks down the door quite a bit. So I'm assuming he at that point he's drowned. Like, and then they bring him back.
And they showed that motherfucker got punched. That was
he got
punch.
punched hard. Yeah, he's not a superhero. I mean,
no,
sure, he was the. Yeah, that's another thing I always dislike about these superhero things, not just MCU, is when like a character that has like a, oh my ability is that I can I don't know I can throw a thing, you know, whatever. Just think of any stupid ability.
Hawkeye.
Like, I'm trying to think like Black Widow or a Hawkeye. And they get flung into walls and shit like they have superhero strength or something like that, but they don't.
Hey,
They're in a superhero movie, but they don't.
Quick shout outs to the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad.
I got a javelin.
Shit.
I throw a javelin.
Yeah.
Doesn't even get throw it.
He doesn't even throw it once. He's
Stands
about
up,
to, and then gets fucking gunned down. The guy with the arms, TDK, just fucking his arms like
he's still alive.
you're expecting like that's true. He confirmed that, but which is fair. We didn't see him die.
No, I always thought that too
because his own blood.
This is answer just getting shot. The
The
funniest.
last time we see him, he's like choking on his own blood.
Yeah.
Like when they're doing the roll call. of
Sorry
the
for in case you haven't seen Suicide Squad. Go watch it. I don't know why you
A
haven't.
lot of people haven't, and that's your own fucking fault. Go ahead.
You should go watch it.
Yeah, and honestly, if you didn't see it at this point and you're like, oh, I've been waiting to see it, you got a whole month. It's free on HBO Max.
Also,
a lot of people have HBO Max, and also, it's been out for a month.
Also,
What the fuck?
you should have
You
watched
saw
it because
this
you're the
shit.
reason why it flopped. Please go watch
Yeah,
it.
and also, I'm assuming you're into superhero shit because you're listening to this portion of the podcast, and we said it. There's spoilers, so obviously
We're spoiling a brand new movie versus a month old. Okay.
Yeah. So, and also that's barely a spoiler if you see the movie.
Yeah. I see. Okay, so I get that. It does suck now in hindsight that the whole third act is a CG fest when the whole beginning first two were like really grounded
right?
and
like the bus scene is so good.
It's so well choreographed.
Those fights were so good.
Okay,
Whenever
I can see
Shang-Chi
that.
has to rush to do something, and the camera always like zooms by as he's like dodging shit. It was very, very well done.
Did he pass?
Stuff.
He didn't pass
Like,
away during filming, right? He did the whole thing.
No. I think he passed away like a month ago.
Okay.
I think it was like August. He passed away. I missed it completely. I didn't know he died.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I could see that. And yeah, I think
And it's just like the Kingsman kind of action where the camera is like very like.
I fucking love Kingsman.
I mean,
One's
obviously
camera.
it has nothing. He has nothing to do with the camera,
Church
obviously,
scene.
but it still has that very similar like swifting like movement.
You know, shout-outs to one of the best scenes ever in fights is the church scene in Kingsman 1.
The church scene is fucking legendary.
Yeah.
I know Kyle doesn't like Kingsman, but I don't know if he's listening.
I'm listening.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't like Kingsman. I don't understand. I thought you would like that movie, honestly. But whatever.
Anyway,
You don't like it.
yeah, so the first two I could see it. I guess I just really like Awkwafina in general. Just as a person, I just enjoy her. So
I don't mind her at all. A lot of people dislike her because she's so like in your face. But to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of movies with her, so like
I like her a lot.
say-
She was fucking awesome in The Farewell too.
Oh yeah, I heard she was really good in that, but
Yeah.
that was like a more dramatic.
Yeah, but
role.
I've always
You know,
liked her.
I heard she's still like more comedic.
Yeah, I've always liked her. So I mean, like, I kind of understand who she is and how she acts. I kind of knew what she was gonna do when she was in this.
But that's the thing. I don't like that excuse really.
Sure, I get that. That's
because
fair.
like you're an actor.
Yeah.
Like this one, she was less annoying than she was in like the Oceans movie that came out.
I never
Like,
watched it.
She
That's
was really annoying there.
So
I only saw portions. Of it,
and
she
small
was really
tidbit
annoying.
that I'm not really gonna drag on, but I did like that it's almost kind of a love interest thing going on, which is something we don't really have. Or it's always like a love interest off screen, but this one kind of felt like one of those like more two awkward people are kind of getting together and they don't really know how to
Right.
deal with it, but you could tell there's a spark there, you know.
Sure.
That was
I
kind of just
also-
fun to
I
see
will
after
say-
so long.
I also will say like, no offense to Aquafina, but she's not like she's not like a gorgeous woman.
Well, the
You know
way
what I
she
mean?
dressed,
Like,
she
you
dresses
know,
very low key too.
yeah, very like there's that one shot where she's just like she has her like legs out, like she's man spreading at one point, and she's like this.
and she's
I'm
wearing like
yeah,
really like baggy,
yeah, baggy
bright
clothing.
green jean or
Yeah.
pants and like stuff like that. So she's it's nice that it's not like someone overly sexualized. Is kind of what we're going after.
Sure. I mean, at this point, I don't think you'll ever get that again. Which I don't feel like that's a problem exactly to have someone be embrace their sexuality.
So
But
it's not
but
because
when it's the whole point of a character, then that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
problem.
exactly. Because I won't mind that in general, especially
Unless it's
because
Bayonetta. Unless it's Bayonetta.
I don't mind that because like in the MCU, guys get the same treatment too.
Oh yeah.
You
what
got
the fuck?
Simu
Dude,
without a shirt, and you saw Aquafina
I'm
like.
dude, you remember that part in Age of Ultron when fucking Steve rips that fucking log in
No,
half?
I remember the
got
fucking
wet.
the fucking
I grew a vagina. And got wet.
the helicopter grab is literally like turned
Yeah,
straight
yeah, of
men
course.
gay.
Yeah, and that's it. Did
I-
they replicate that? It was so good they replicated it in Hobbs and Shaw.
I didn't go with my friends, and they always thought that I did. I never did, but they always heard the story like through proxy. Was they? And that's what because I didn't watch the MCU till like right before Infinity War. Remember, we can go back to early Not Another Podcast. You'll hear all those origins. But my friends went with our gay friend, and they were watching during that shot. And they look over at him, and he was just having he was just having the fucking time of his life during that part. But yeah, so like the MCU will like kind of give treatment both ends. That's why like sexuality on women's side doesn't really bother me as much like it does like in like overtly like in the DC like it's gross a lot of times I think.
In the DC movies?
Like yeah, like
That one Justice League?
Yeah, well,
shot?
I guess that because
that's like that's really it.
that's all I'm thinking of
There's
that
not
right
really
now.
a lot.
Um,
That's really it.
Yeah,
Like I mean, those other movies. I guess not Harley Quinn too, but that's also a part of her character.
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
And I was okay with that because that movie's fucking boring. So I'm like, oh, thank God, her. ass
Right, but like I
stinks.
think
Jesus
like
Christ. And
like
she was cool with it. She was like whatever. So as long as it's not weird for the actress. and
yeah,
they're-
yeah. As
they're
long as they're
fine
cool with
too,
it and
then-
they yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think like and Thor like I think Valkyrie's costume was pretty good and then I mean they had fucking Chris Hemsworth there shirtless plenty of times too so
Oh yeah. I mean, one of the first shots in the original Thor is him shirtless. I think.
they knew
Like,
they were
had
gonna
to
just get
they
that
had to
boy's
get to
shirt
that
off
quick.
yeah
Yeah.
but
Well, the first things you see is his fucking chest. I'm like, all right, I get it.
yeah so going
And the first time you see Steve as Captain America, it's
that's the
him
first thing it's the first thing you see
beefy and
Ooh.
glistening.
yeah
Like,
just like all of us were when we saw that
yeah, my pants were.
So yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I get the third act. I think maybe I'll need to like process more, and I'll probably be on the same level as you. I'm jazzed about it because I had no expectations. I've been so out of the loop with literally any sort of media whatsoever. I've been so out of the loop with everything that it was nice to kind of go in super blind and be like, oh, I actually really enjoyed that.
And there was some cool stuff in the third act. I'm not saying the entirety of it, but like a lot of it was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, it's now I know it's over. When I'm watching it the second time, like whenever they're like, I just wanted more Mandarin fighting.
Because
Shang-Chi.
his
Like,
fighting was
that should have been
sick.
it. When they introduced it the first time I saw this, I was like kind of like mini panicking when they were talking about like the soul eaters and the fucking the other. I'm like, oh no, please God, no, just have it so it's Mandarin. I knew exactly what was gonna happen. In my brain, I was like, oh my God, he's gonna sacrifice himself to save his son. That's gonna be their closure, and then he has to fight the big whatever. I didn't know what the big whatever was gonna be, but it ends up being like a dragon octopus thing. I'm like, oh, all right. Like, and then the other dragon. It's just like
I like all this kaiju type shit that everyone's got going on lately, huh?
Sure, but like it wasn't filmed all that well too.
No.
Like a lot of the shots were like close-ups of them on the dragon, and it's like it looks really bad. Like I don't know.
And it
like,
wasn't-
hey, they should have just. This is what they should have done and said, "Fuck it, don't even make sense." Take the third act of Godzilla versus Kong and just put it here, and then just like and then like put Shang-Chi on top of Kong or whatever. There you go. Perfect. There you go.
And-
That would have
and
made a perfect movie,
It's very counterproductive because everything else is so well lit the entire time.
right?
Like
And it
even
looks
even the
really
nighttime,
nice,
even the
like,
nighttime
sets
like
are great.
even the nighttime like skyscraper shot was like super really like well done. You could tell what was going on. Where this one did have a lot of shit just happening.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we go from like a grounded like almost like kung fu movie like in a way where there's like all right, there's no one's really using too many superpowers. It's just really good fighting. All of a sudden
Yeah.
like souls are getting dragged out and people need to
it's
shoot
like, it's some
spear.
Mortal
It
Kombat
turned in,
shit. I was expecting Cabal to come out. He's like, watch, he's gonna get his soul sucked. Remember that
because
one
like
from
even the
Mortal
most
Kombat?
the most Mortal
Whatever
Kombat
that
thing is what's her name swinging that thing around. But even then,
and the soul sucking.
but then it even then got like a little MCUified where like it was doing like all this overly crazy shit as opposed to like seeming very
Right.
realistic.
And man, that fucking thing she had to swing around had a really long range.
Yeah, I
Like,
saw.
like that was like at least with Scorpion it kind of makes sense because he's a fucking demon, but it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
She fucking the dragon's all the way up in the air and she's like, all right, and it goes. Yeah, it's like it was like 5 minutes of watching it fucking go all the way up and
it
she has
misses.
some really
Fuck,
good
and she
aim.
has to ring it all back.
That or I was thinking like she has some really good aim because Wesley the dragon turned at one point and then it just got right in the eye like shit and you just fucked the dragon up. That's another problem I have is just like there's a lot of just like really like bad CG in the action too. Like not just the dragons, like the shots of them. It's just like whenever she throws that chain thing, it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really fake. It almost felt like a cartoon.
It felt very Black Panther with the CG at some point where we heard
not quite as bad,
right because
but,
we did hear that what was it, like Black Panther's CG was done like what like so much like a couple weeks essentially where there's like hey you gotta do this now and like well we could do it in this span of time make it look good like no you need this now. They're like oh that's why everything's all dark and you can't see shit.
Weird.
In there.
That movie cost $200 million. It's not like they only gave him like a $80 million budget. Like
I imagine
I've seen movies with dude, the Mortal Kombat movie that came out had better special effects. How the fuck did that happen?
The way they rushed it, it's obviously they had to get it out before Infinity War. Like there was no delaying that movie.
Well, then why it cost $200 million? Because there's no way filming it cost that much. Like, fuck, what happened? Maybe it did. I don't know.
No idea, but I will say even with the criticisms you have, and they're totally valid, 100%. Like I can totally see myself thinking that probably in about another week. This is a good glimmer into hoping that the MCU movies pick up the pace a little bit more. Because like I said, maybe
and at least have interesting characters for us to follow. Because like even though I like Florence Pugh, I wouldn't find her. I wouldn't consider her interesting. She was fun, but not interesting.
I think
Shang-Chi is interesting. Because like just the whole vibe around him, like he seems like a chill guy.
He's very charismatic,
and I like those rings. Those rings are dope.
Also, I just realized
I will say the movie is a lie though, because you don't really know. You don't know anything about the legend of the 10 Rings. Where the fuck was the legend? They even talk. He said they found it. He found it in a hole.
No, but they will return.
Yeah, the 10. No, that's the group though.
Oh, I just realized.
I'm talking about the actual 10 rings, the rings themselves, and the group, and we don't know anything about either of those really.
I just realized.
God.
I just want to get this before I forget your whole thing about women being angry, and then who was it? You said Florence Pugh was really the only one that wasn't as angry. Well, remember what happens in the post credits is that she has to get angry again because what's her name?
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, at least we saw her not angry, which is more than I could say about the sister in this. Which, by the way, similar Black Widow in this, like a sister that got abandoned by their brother or sister. You know, I mean, that wasn't a real sister relationship in Black Widow, but like they're angry because you abandoned me. You know, so and this one that really bothered me. I couldn't get over a character after that. I'm like, what the fuck did you want to do? Come over here and fucking kill every one of these.
They could have made her really really cool and like really stepped up like how she would have been. But I feel like
I cringed at the line where she said like I watched The Boys and I taught myself to do it better. I'm like that is like I don't fucking mind female characters that are awesome. I've seen fucking tons of movies where female characters are fucking awesome. The Alien series is filled with them, mainly one. But Terminator, Sarah Connor's awesome.
It's just funny how like they unironically
don't tell me they're awesome. Don't say I learned it better. Like
they were doing a fine job seeing that she would
I could swing a fucking thing too. What the fuck?
They were doing just a fine job how she kept up with Shang-Chi in that cage fight. Like it was whatever. But it's funny thinking about it. They unironically do that whole stereotype that they were talking shit about in the movie with this character, which was like, dad's gonna kill. Just nod and they'll forget about you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly, because
that's what they did
there's
with.
times where they should. There's actually, I'm not even kidding. The first time I watched it, I really forgot who she was for like a fraction of a second. I'm like, oh shit, that's just her. Like, because she stopped appearing for like a good 15 minutes, which that's my other complaint is that I feel like Shang-Chi himself gets kind of sidelined for a little while.
Sure.
He's there, but he's not. There's not much he's doing.
It almost makes you feel like this was gonna be like a split movie for a second with the way that they were making the
Yeah.
importance out of her.
Almost like just call it the Legend of the Ten Rings, even though that would have been a full-on lie because no legend in here. But yeah, like I feel like her character. I like that post-credit scene, the actual post-credit scene, not the mid-credit scene. When she sat on the thing and stuff, I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like I don't care. And then they had to show like all the females are fighting first, and then the men. I'm like, whatever. Like I don't care. Like. Would it have been more interesting if it was a mix of men and women in that group shot?
Well, it's supposed to be, but they try.
It's the women
try to
front and
psych
center,
you.
and then the backs of all the men.
Yeah, they try to do that thing with it, which is weird.
And also, why would you be so upset that you couldn't fight with all the boys? They were getting tortured in the Ten Rings. There's times where they're holding a block of wood and getting fucking like beat in the legs.
The
and shit.
the kid's fucking hands
Bloody
were like,
fists.
yeah.
I would be happy. I'd be like, fuck yeah, I don't want to do this shit. It's like, I'll teach myself and maybe hurt myself a little bit, but I'm not getting tortured. And she did it. She's better than the boys, too. It's probably because the boys got fucked up hard. And then it's just like, well, I mean, that was cool. I learned how to punch, but now I can't walk. That's great. Great. Anyway. All right. I will say, I've said this so many times. When Captain Marvel came out, I didn't mind it the first time, but I was like, I just saw a movie with a great female protagonist, Alita Battle Angel, and I'm like, that movie is a better.
Well, yeah,
because we get to know the character.
The issue that the internet has is you can't not like something without it being against that. But I mean, the big thing, at least on our end. Because there are going to be people like that, there are people that are like, oh, like there was like people were like, oh, why is there going to be a She-Hulk? Like, fucking who cares? But like,
She-Hulk's existed for fucking
they're already fucking idiots. But I remember you made the point specifically that was like fucking Alita Battle Angel came out and that was fucking awesome.
That was like the same month or like in the span of a month. I remember going like, oh my god, I like Alita, like it wasn't getting even close to as good reviews for Captain Marvel, and I'm like, I don't understand it. Like you could not like Alita, but to say like Captain Marvel's a better movie when you don't even have a charismatic protagonist, I don't get it.
No, because like quality wise,
hey, I'll even go back to Black Widow. Black Widow was a charismatic and likable character. Sadly, when she got her own movie, she became she almost became sidelined for other characters that were more interesting, which really sucked because I always liked her. In Endgame, when that happened in Endgame, the scene, I was like, oh no, I was like, really, that was sad. I wasn't like, whatever. If that happened to the sister in Shang-Chi, I would be like, I don't give a fuck. You were just angry. That was your character. Like, I understand being angry, but for fuck's sakes, give her something else. Like, Jesus. I'm sure the actress is great and all, even though some of her acting wasn't the best. But, I'm sure she could be likable and just, what the fuck, man? Like, watching the movie, I'm like, I feel like I'm being attacked. Like, because I'm, like, siding with the main character and everybody's shitting on him. So even her friend, his friend Katie is like shitting on him for most of the movie. I'm like, god damn, everybody's like letting him have it.
She got over it though, which was nice. She didn't hold the fucking grudge. She even mentioned it too. She was like, because he sat down, he's like, hey, I'm not who I said I was. She's like, hey, we're cool about it. We already talked about that. And he's like, no, I did this and that. But even then, she's like, because any other moment, like it feels like almost in the MCU, it feels like now, right? Where it would be like, I can't believe you killed people, like, dude, did this, and now you got. It's like, fuck it. She was like, no, she was chill. That's why I liked her. She was like, she was upset, obviously, like, how the fuck did you lie to me for all this time? And you're just fucking incredible fighter and just fucking another name. But like, she was like, no, we're still friends. Like, we're still hanging out and doing all that stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like the little dynamic where we're like the unsaid, like they got a little cuddly at the end. They never really like. Yeah. No one stuck their head out. Ooh, what's going on here? Like, I felt like that was coming at a moment.
There was one moment with the grandma or whatever that said like, "Why don't you marry her?" Like, we're just friends. Which was
a cool context though. That was a cool context for like if you didn't need like, it was otherwise any other better written movie would have never said it. You would have just understood. But like at least for this, it was fine.
This would have been a way better TV series, because they would have to be a little bit less on the budget, obviously. Well, I mean, Loki gets crazy with special effects, but a little bit lesser on the budget, and they would have had to do like some Daredevil stuff where it is just hand-to-hand fights.
The
And
fighting was
they could
so
shell out some
cool.
money for those rings. The rings were fucking dope.
Uh,
I actually love the rings.
And
They
so
were really cool.
the rings were cool, but that's what turned it into a superhero movie.
Sure, but at least that they're still like
They
fighting.
still-
though. Like,
so the cool
they're
thing
still
about-
doing that shit because they have to do that to make the rings.
Yeah, the
move
cool thing
and
about the
stuff. So I'm like,
rings
alright.
is it's a little different from what we're usually used to in fighting lately with this stuff. You know, is that a lot of it's just
Right.
been like punch, big push. You know, Captain Marvel was like punch and you just get pushed back. Black Panther was punch and just like big blast. But it was like
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
whip it around and they had to move with the wind and stuff like that. Like, that was cool. But
Yeah.
I did feel like it turned a little bit superhero-y at the
Sure.
end when they're having like, oh, it's super jump, oh, this and that. It's like, I get it. Obviously, it's an MCU movie, and then, I mean, you're gonna be seeing Shang-Chi a lot in upcoming movies now. You know, that's the thing. And they made the
it's
point.
doing
Like,
well.
they're like,
I'm
hey,
happy it's doing well. I'm not
yeah.
like,
By the way, yeah, because people were like really wanting this to flop, because woke apparently is this movie.
Well, to
But
be fair, I saw a couple of those videos. A lot of them, like I actually saw one of the videos that Simu Liu shared with the big lol, which I thought was funny. I saw one of those videos, and they said like I think that it's just gonna bomb because nobody's talking about it. And to be fair, about a month ago, nobody really was talking about it. There you go. It was Critical Drinkers video that was talking about it. I like Critical Drinker actually. I don't know about any of those other fuckers, but and to be fair, a month ago, it's fair to think it would have flopped because nobody was talking about it, and the estimates were like $30 million for the weekend because it was tracking really low, and I was even thinking, oh, that's unfortunate if that happens, and I was happy to hear like it was like
Do you
tracking
think
higher and higher
this-
as it was going, and then it like blew past the predictions.
do you
So,
think
I was
this is
happy to
because
hear
this
that,
is
but-
the first MCU movie you have to see in theaters?
Yeah, because it didn't even open up as big as Black Widow, and supposedly that movie did 60 million in Disney Plus. So that technically, if you look at it, that means it had $140 million opening weekend. Yeah, I mean, but this was really good. This would have been actually a really good opening, even for not COVID times. I think, considering it's a character almost nobody knows besides big comic book fans, and even big comic book fans. At least the early days of Shang-Chi, they don't really care for that character because that character's kind of like a lot of the characters in that series are. I think that's where Fu Manchu comes from, and like even Fin Fang Foom is kind of racist, right?
Yeah.
I was hoping they just have Fin Fang Foom as the dragon. Just call him Fin Fang Foom, and we forget about because the Mandarin's also kind of racist, and that's why they don't call him the Mandarin in the movie. Like they even comment on
joke.
that, like. They named them after a chicken dish or whatever.
A fruit.
A fruit. Yeah. Well, he's a chicken dish too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we didn't talk about Trevor.
Yeah. So I like the interactions with him, and what was the thing's name? It was such an M, I think.
Morris, which is funny because that means it's Trevor Morris. I guess is that the joke?
Right? What's that in reference to?
Isn't Trevor Morris? Is he from? He's from the Doors, right? That's the Doors guy.
I don't know.
All right, let me make sure.
But I thought those interactions
thought
were
about
kind
that
of
right
fun. Even again, it did have the MCU. We need a break, a levity break, where the Morris walks by Trevor, he's on the ground, then he wakes up. I'm acting, just play dead, and the thing just flops over. I thought those things were kind of cute. But
yeah, I mean he looked like a nightmare, but whatever.
yeah,
But,
he
no,
did
never
it. He
mind.
did it first,
No,
and then
no, never mind. I take it back. That was Jim Morrison.
he did look like a nightmare at first, but I ended up growing on him. I was like, oh, I like that thing.
Yeah. I thought his introduction was funny. Not Morris, the fucking.
They could have had his
Trevor.
introduction minute thing and literally just left it like that, and then not had him anymore in the.
Yeah, but they brought him along. I thought the only other funny part was I thought the Planet of the Apes one was kind of funny. Like he's like, oh, how'd they make those monkeys do that? Because it was guys in
Yeah.
costumes. I guess I was like, and I don't know. I liked seeing him there.
Sure.
Even if he wasn't funny, I was just like, it's that guy from Iron Man 3 from
Yeah.
8 years ago. That's funny. They made good on their the little one shot thing they did where the actual Mandarin Ten Rings shows up and kidnaps his ass from jail.
Yeah.
So that was cute, and they made him a jester, which I assume that's what they would do
Yeah.
if they're not gonna kill him. So
But anyway,
I wish we got to see him as a jester. That would have been funny.
right.
Like he just like during dinner, he's like, "Oh, let's have a show," and then bring him in. He's like, and that's the only time you see him. Would have been
Yeah.
actually pretty good. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say besides I was really disappointed in the third act. The first two acts I really liked. There was some great action in there, and some parts in the third act I liked. And when I say third act, I really mean like the last I'd say the last 40 minutes actually. So it was like 2.5 hour movie or something.
220, I
2
think.
hours and 2:10, something like that. But even for the first two acts, there's some problems, but I still liked the first two acts. So I would like if I had to grade it from a 0 to a 10, I'd still probably give it a 7. But yeah, I don't know. This one, I like Black Widow. After some time, I'm just like, that's like a 5 or a 6.
That
Like,
one went
maybe
down.
on a good day. On a good day, it'll be on a 6.
That one like
but
felt
this-
like a weak phase 1 movie, honestly.
Yeah, and this one is for me like a better phase 1 movie.
Mid-tier
Uh,
phase 2, I think, honestly. I actually, like I
Yeah,
said, for
this is
now,
like
I'm
a-
enjoying it.
This is like a, I don't know. I almost want to say it's like an Iron Man 3, which I like.
Iron Man 3,
Iron
like kind of like next to Doctor Strange, honestly, for me. Like,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would say even like maybe what was the other one?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. No, Ant-Man. Maybe Ant-Man 2. I can see Ant-Man 2.
Or was Ant-Man?
Uh,
No, Ant-Man was after phase.
Ant-Man
yeah,
1's
phase
great.
two. No, that was
Well,
the end
Iron
of
Man 3
phase
is
2.
not phase 1 either. I was just talking about like lesser Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But because I haven't updated my Marvel list since, so I think on Letterboxd you can add.
Yeah, you can add the shows,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, so I have a few to add.
Anyway,
a lot of them
I-
on the bottom half. That's for sure.
Yeah, the new ones, yeah, for sure. I enjoyed it. Again, I had no expectations. I kept kind of dark out with this, so it was a lot more fun than I was expecting. I'm sure over time I'm gonna I'm gonna kind of agree with Gore. I could already see myself aligning with that already. I don't know if I'll dislike it as much because I didn't. It was a CG mess
It
for
was
sure.
it was really only the third act I really disliked.
It was CG mess, but I still I didn't
The
really
second time
I didn't mind it
seeing
as
I
much.
really
But
was like, I was actually dreading it when they got into that bamboo forest or whatever the fuck. It wasn't bamboo, but it was like whatever
Sure.
those trees are. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And they're going to that place. I'm like, oh no, oh god, it's just gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be so slow. And watch her fucking shoot arrows and
sure,
fucking watch him train, which I don't know. So it was just really dull to me that last third.
sure, that's fair.
Um,
But anyway, that was Shang-Chi. Let's talk about a real fucking superhero movie now.
you ready? Yeah, look at him. He's smiling. All right.
Let's see Kyle get up now.
Spider-Man Far From Home. So,
Yeah, the classic 2019 movie.
28.
Spider-Man Far From Home that everybody remembers.
Fart From Home. And people remember it.
Jake Gyllenhaal was in it. I remember
Yeah, he was
that.
good. He was
Her
good at it.
drones. It looked like
Yeah, he was Mysterio. Ooh, Mysterio. He's
Yeah.
dead.
they're on a bus at one point. I remember that.
All
right, let's talk about this.
No,
Oh
Shang-Chi.
yeah, Spider-Man 2002, directed by Sam Raimi. This was
Samuel Raimi.
Adrian's pick, and he was the only one here who hadn't seen it.
Yeah, it's time. I need to knock those out. I know you've been telling me for ages to watch those finally. So
These
Fine.
are a different type of superhero movie. This is back in the
Yeah, it's-
in the day where they were comic book movies. Now they're more like parodies of comic book movies. Where it's just like they take things from the comics, but they like make fun of them almost and go, "Oh, Mandarin," you know, where Iron Man 3.
some people are dude. The people that are pissed about the Suicide Squad. I won't spoil it in this part, but like
yeah,
they're like,
especially the
oh, I
Suicide
can't
Squad is a parody.
believe this character. They just threw it away. I'm like, bro, that character was literally never gonna have a chance at ever making anything fucking
No.
relevant. Don't worry about it. Sorry.
Probably not. I'm sure I know who you're talking about, but
Yeah.
it's,
There's a handful of
there's
people
two
that
characters.
like yeah.
There's two characters people were pissed they killed off in that movie. And I
boo-hoo.
understand, but it doesn't matter because I don't think we'll ever get a fucking another one anyway. So, I'm hoping the Peacemaker show does well, so we can fucking get more shows based on these characters. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold my breath on that one.
And not to turn into that, but really quick, I think what Kyle said, I think it's gonna be one of those cult hits that eventually over time just everyone
No.
just
I
talks
mean,
about
it already
forever.
kind of is growing one because I still see people talking about it. And,
I still do too.
Like it's gone. Like I don't see people talk about Black Widow anymore.
No.
But see still people talk about Nom Nom.
Nom
So
Nom.
you know, Nom Nom. So smart, me.
Book
I love book
read.
very much. Hungry.
All right,
Anyway,
Kyle.
let's talk about Spider-Man.
You've been bugging me to watch this for fair reasons though. Obviously,
As long as I can remember. Yes.
yeah, this is
Since he was an embryo.
and obviously that with the No Way Home trailer dropping the day it did, I was like, all right, well now this is essential MCU talking, Kyle, right? You know what I'm saying? Now
it's
it's
perfect timing now, right? Fucking if they don't pull a fast one on us with this fucking new Spider-Man movie, perfect timing.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of perfect timing's happening recently with things we're like watching and like The Sopranos. I finally started watching and there's a fucking movie coming out and Cowboy Bebop. And it's for me at least a lot of perfect timings.
it's kind of how the
I'm
game's
in the
gone by
mood to-
too. Every once in a while too, it just lines up with
Yeah,
something.
right. Perfect timing. We did Dead Space and then 2 years later they announced a remake. But you know what are you gonna do? You know.
But Kyle, let's talk about your love for this movie. You're the one that's just married to this movie in another way.
Listen.
I'm more married to Spider-Man 2, but I still love the original.
I have always championed this movie and its sequel as the finest that this genre can offer.
Sequel, he says.
Movie. I think this movie cannot be topped. For the time period that it was in, what it does. But here's the thing. I saw this movie when I was 4 years old, and I vividly remember the experience of actually sitting there and reacting to it so viciously. So that like shit, like the spider dropping down, the way that's shot, and it's biting down, the zooming out, like just everything about this movie is fucking memorable to me. So I saw it at 4 years old. I've seen this movie a gazillion times since. One of my favorite movies of all time. I've always loved it. I love its sequel, and I even love its third quel, as problematic as it may be.
The third movie. It took a little while for me to really like it, but I came around.
They just Sam Raimi's tone just makes this movie for me. The actors, the origin story, the music, Tobey Maguire, all of it. This is Spider-Man to me. Like any other version of Spider-Man just does not feel right to me.
As someone who hates what's that movie that Sam Raimi made? The one I fucking really hate.
Drag Me to Hell.
Is it? What's the other one?
Drag Me to Hell.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah, no, it was Drag Me to Hell. Yeah,
Drag Me to Hell. It was Drag Me to Hell. It was the gypsy lady. And,
I fucking
with the button.
hate that movie.
I don't understand how you hate that. That movie's fucking great.
So what's this? What's the Sam Raimi tone that
That is the Sam Raimi tone. That movie. I mean, obviously, Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 are a little less crazy. Spider-Man 2 has some fucked up stuff in it, though. Maybe not to the degree of Evil Dead and Drag Me to Hell, but whatever. I'm hoping that Doctor Strange movie they're not going to, but I hope they added some.
I have a feeling that the reason why Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange is because this is going to tie in. It's going to tie in some sort of like really wild way with that.
Well, he wasn't directing it originally. Remember, the guy that was directing Doctor Strange 2 got fired, or I think he left. I think he like creative differences.
What was his name again?
Which may if I hear
Colin
creative
Trevorrow.
differences. Yeah, Colin Trevorrow. No, it was the guy that did the first Doctor Strange. Whoever the fuck his name is.
Derek? Is it Derek or is it?
No, it was no. That's his last name.
Scott
Like
Derrickson.
Derrickson.
Scott Derrickson.
Yeah, Scott Derrickson. Thank you. And our boy Carlisle from Spill.com.
Yeah, C. Robert Cargill.
Yeah, C. Robert Cargill. He's Spill.com.
But I feel like they're going to tie together pretty hardcore. Maybe that's why Scott Derrickson left. Was like, okay, well, this is not really what I wanted. But then they're like, all right, well, Sam Raimi's going to.
He said that they were going a direction. He didn't have control, which makes me worried that Sam Raimi is not going to have any fucking control. So he's just going to be a director for hire, like a lot of these directors are, which will be a shame because he's not the kind of director you get just for hire. He fucking even that Oz movie which I liked. It was
Yeah.
not good really, but I liked it.
There's still Raimi isms in
Yeah,
that movie.
for sure. Not as
personally.
much, even close to as much as any of his other movies. Darkman is a classic in my eyes.
So
you want to see a movie where like it goes full on Raimi? That movie is fucking
is
great.
the Raimi the long pause on fucking like people's faces when they're trying to fucking emote? Because just the long pause
Yeah,
on Tobey
there's one in
Maguire's
Darkman.
fucking goddamn face. I have this his
There's
face.
so many great
His
ones.
face is just burned into my fucking skull. Just how many times it's him just.
Oh yeah, well, of course. Whenever it goes slow motion, there's just so many great extras in the Spider-Man Raimi movies. There's that one when the parade is happening, where she's just like, "It's Spider-Man," and she's like, "It's so terrible. It's so perfect." And then of
Yeah.
course Green Goblin shows up and turns them into cartoon skeletons, which even in 2002 that looked horrible. And I want to think they did that on purpose
It has
because
to
all
be.
the other special effects. Actually, a lot of the special effects, I watched this in like not the highest quality,
4K.
but 1080p, pretty good, on my nice little monitor. And you know what? A lot of special effects still hold up. Considering it's a 20-year-old movie, and early 2000s special effects, most of them look like some shit you'd see on like TV 10 years ago,
Sure.
like before Game of Thrones, really had a budget. But yeah, I think they hold up pretty well, and it really adds to the charm of the movie. Like there's shots like that shot after Uncle Ben dies. Spoilers. That's like Batman's parents dying. Like, everybody knows his ass is dead.
Yeah,
But
it was
like right after that, he gets pissed and like he runs through the fucking alleyway.
Yeah.
And like, I love that shot of him running through and he like switching. It's like switching from him regular to CG Spider-Man. I don't know. I thought that whole shot was really great. So. But anyway, continue your point because I'm sure you're gonna say you didn't like it.
Me? Obviously, yeah, right. I was not Kyle. When I realized
No,
that.
yeah, Kyle,
No,
you hated it, right?
I
You just say it was your favorite movie of all time.
I actually liked it. Obviously, it's a lot more hokey than things we have now, and me being like not used to it, it still caught me off guard a little bit. But I knew what I was getting to. I was like, memes, like all the memes about this fucking movie, and you kind of still have an idea of it. So I was prepared, but not like
most of them are from 2 and 3, but yeah.
Yeah.
And this one just like wait, I forgot the part where he's like, I had to beat an old lady with a stick to get these. I forgot that line was in this movie. I thought it was in 2 for some reason. Oh. There we go.
But yeah, no, the only thing, so it was hokey. It was what it was, but man, the fucking long just pauses. I don't know, just something about that. I was like, motherfucker, stop doing it. It's like
no, that's in Evil Dead. That's in Darkman has one of the best ones. If you ever see Darkman, you'll know exactly what I'm talking
Probably.
about. Darkman's great. Darkman is one of my favorite superhero. It's a superhero movie technically. So anyway, continue.
But yeah, no, I thought it was cool, and it's cool actually getting a lot of like the references now. So like the way Tom McGuire got bit in this one, it's kind of like they spoofed off of it with Into the Spider-Verse, where he got bit and he just looks at it, just and it just kills it. It's cool to see all the references kind of make their way around. What I thought was like a funny little bit was like, oh, that's a reference.
Yeah, you'll get more of them in 2 and 3 also. So.
Okay.
That are Into the Spider-Verse also. So. He knows.
Gore, you talk about this movie a little bit.
Oh, I love this movie. I haven't watched it in a few years. I don't think I've seen 2 and 3 in longer actually. Even though 2 is one of my favorites. So I think Spider-Man 1 I watched like. I want to say when they announced Tom Holland was the new Spider-Man, I rewatched this one. And I don't know why I just watched this one because 2 is my favorite. I go watch that whenever. But I love this movie. It's so good. It's exactly the type of Hollywood movie that is missing nowadays. That's why I'm sure that's why Kyle loved the Suicide Squad so much because it felt like something that maybe wouldn't be made in the early 2000s, but it felt like something that was actually taking a chance. Because nowadays, this type of Spider-Man movie would never be made. Just with like a gonzo filmmaker like fucking Sam Raimi, there's no way in hell. But James Gunn made Suicide Squad at a $200 million budget, and they had a fucking dude named Polka Dot Man in it. So I mean, I guess Warner Brothers will do it. So
not anymore.
Disney. But Disney, yeah, well, maybe we'll see. Joker's they're still relying on Joker money. So
I'm the Joker,
um,
baby.
I'm the Joker, baby. But yeah, like Disney will never do something like this. If they do, it'll be like a show no one will watch or some show, or it'll be like a what if episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's about it. This movie is great. Like it's so fucking fun. I feel like this is one of the few movies out there that I could say like almost every scene is a scene you could watch whenever, and it's perfect. Like like sometimes at least me, I get sucked into like a rabbit hole of just watching like movie clips on YouTube, and I'll have like movie clip
Well,
1 of
Borat
10.
was the one that you fucking watched almost the entire movie, just clip wise.
And then I had to watch it again for the fucking
Yeah.
for the podcast. I'm like, yeah, it's great. But yeah, that's sometimes like it's just like one of these movies like I can watch any select scene. It's great. All the villains are great.
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw, I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. It's like, oh, nice outfit. Did your husband make it for you? See, you couldn't make that joke anymore.
Yeah.
Couldn't make that. I laughed. I don't care. And then he gets really upset. He's like, I'm not gay. Come here. And then he snapped into a Slim Jim. That's it.
Hey, what's your name, kid? What's your name, kid? Human Spider.
The Human Spider.
Spider-Man, baby.
Bruce Campbell came up with the Spider-Man name, so
hell yeah.
He's like, and he has a cameo in all 3 of the movies, by the way.
Yeah,
I can't believe
Bruce Campbell.
they're so lazy they used the PS3 font for this movie. It's so fucking lame.
Yeah, that's I still find that weird that they did that.
Because Sony owns it, I guess.
They used the PlayStation 3 font. I don't know what they time traveled.
Yeah.
Very strange. Sony owns it. Yeah, I guess so. Fuck it. I mean, that's like when everybody gave Avatar shit for using what was the font they used? That was just like a regular font, and then they made an SNL skit about it. I forgot what the one was. But look it up. SNL Avatar skit. That's like the funniest SNL skit I've seen in the last 10 years. So Ryan Gosling's in it. Anyway, yeah. So I love this. I really do love pretty much everything about it. The only thing I could say that is maybe a negative, and I have to really think about it, I will say James Franco is probably the only negative. I feel like he's a little too like Peter. Like he's not whiny, but he kind of has that kind of way of acting in this, where he's kind of wormy almost. Like he's not a bad character, but he's just like every time he talks, I'm just like, oh, James Franco. Like he gets better in the second one, definitely. And the second one, he has some really funny lines in that one. Like whenever like Spider-Man's doing anything, because I don't want to spoil, but there's some great scenes.
Really quick, I'll be right back. Keep talking. Be right back.
All right, go ahead. Get the fuck out of here.
I'd say he's like a little sheltered rich kid without much of a personality, but he's hot.
Yeah. And he gets better in the second one at least.
Yeah, the third one too. You know.
Yeah, the third one starts off with choice.
Classic meme, James Franco. So good.
Oh yeah, the pie. That's right. Yeah, I was like, which one? I thought it was the one where he gets blown in the face with the explosives. Or is that the second one? No, that's the third one. No, he wouldn't. Yeah, that was the third one. He wouldn't do that in the second one. So, but that's the third one. And yeah, so I guess we could spoil shit. Spider-Man 2. It was that one line Spider-Man 2 where he's like, Spider-Man saves him. He's like, this changes nothing. And then and then right after he leaves, he's like, sir, he saved your life. He's like, oh, what did he say? He says, he embarrassed me by touching me. So like, there's some great lines. Yeah, and then the pie one. I actually forgot about the pie one. It's like, so good.
I've seen that meme go around.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's very popular. It's a good meme.
Yeah, but the first one, he doesn't really do much.
No, he doesn't. That's like maybe my only negative. I also think maybe there could have been more scenes of Norman Osborn and Peter interacting, because towards the end when it's like I treat you like a son, Peter, there's not enough scenes, I guess, if you really want to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not even really.
That I didn't care for that part.
You could also say it was just him trying to distract him, which is what he was doing. Like, oh, you're like a son to me, Peter, so you could distract him, so you can kill him, with his glider. Which, what was his plan there? The glider was just going to run through both of them at that point, right? Because it wasn't going to stop.
He wanted to take
you down with me.
Yeah. I guess maybe the blades aren't long enough to No, they're long enough to go through his body and then the brick wall in the back. No, it would have killed both of them.
Blade? Did I hear Blade?
Oh shit.
Well, he's about to die. Spider-Man's about to kill him. So, rash call. He just wants to kill Spider-Man. That's what
sure.
I think.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna do some cinema sin shit with this fucking movie. Definitely not. I'm sure Cinema Sins already did it. He's like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense. He would have just killed himself there. That's a sin. Ding.
I don't give a fuck about Mary Jane.
What?
I actually like her.
Kristen
She's
Dunst
the
is
most.
hot.
She's the most likable in this movie, compared to 2 and 3. 2, she's there's still like 3. I really didn't like her. I just don't like Mary Jane as a character. Period.
Yeah, that's more what I mean. It's not Kirsten
Yeah.
Dunst. It's just that.
Yeah, like I don't think I've seen one portrayal of Mary Jane, and I never read the comics, so she's probably great in there. Even like in the cartoons, I don't like her. Like from when I was growing up. And
but what about the game?
Oh, I hate. That's my least favorite Mary Jane portrayal ever. She is the lamest in that, and she has the worst segments in that game too. So it's just like, oh, I have to play as a character I fucking really don't like. And it's unfortunate because Laura Bailey played her, and like every time she's in a PlayStation exclusive, it seems like she just plays characters nobody likes. So that's good.
I would like just go up Black Cat, dude.
Oh,
yeah, I would rather just I was like, Peter, just go with her. Fuck that.
You couldn't do Black Cat anymore. I heard she's a little flirty in that game. I haven't played the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
But you couldn't do that in a movie because people would be like, sexualized.
Ooh.
Like, yeah. Well, that's part of her character, though. That's like Catwoman. Catwoman's the same thing.
You hear those previews about previews about the Batman?
Yeah, I've heard really good things. So
People were like, hey, Catwoman actually is like really, really good.
that's good.
Yeah.
I thought she was good in The Dark Knight Rises. So, and the fucking Batman Returns. I thought she's great in that. So, wait.
The camera's out of focus. I don't know why. Doesn't really matter.
Move it from left to right if you can.
Let's see.
That's what I do. Sometimes it's just like it's focusing on something, and it's just like, for me at least, I don't know if you have the same way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes like it's just like focusing on something in the background. If you move it, it kind of auto adjusts.
Yeah. Either way, it's on a smaller cam. So
you're blurry. That's fine, you're blurry.
Yeah. So overall, this is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I like because obviously I saw the Amazing Spider-Man in theaters way back when. I can barely tell you anything about them. I couldn't remember them, but it was cool to kind of just see an intro again because obviously the MCU one they skipped it and there's like here's Spider-Man.
Yep.
I get why.
The amazing Cliff Robertson as Uncle Ben. Still, I mean, not saying much, but the best portrayal of Uncle Ben I've seen. And when he gets killed, hey, that's emotional stuff. That's good stuff.
It's emotional because
He says Peter at the last thing and then dies. I'm like, oh. Because like, I didn't feel that for Martin Sheen. I'll tell you that right now. For Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Oh my god.
No.
Yeah, but what really makes it like a powerful moment is because the last thing he did with Peter was not a great experience because Peter was being a dick to him, and so that's why Peter feels extra bad about it, and that's why it's his fault along with letting the guy go through. Yeah,
he letting the guy go, and then I don't want to say anything, but
yeah, so he caused it, and he was a dick to him, but you know it's his uncle, and they make you like in the very short amount of time make you understand why. Yeah, he's like a father to Peter.
What's that?
And to the point at the end, he says, "I already had a father." It's like
that's one of the memes. Is I forgot when what was that? The line he says when you could have stopped him.
Oh yeah. Why did you stop? What the fuck is the line now? You're like, I'm confused on why that's my problem or something like that. I forgot. I just saw this movie again yesterday. God damn it.
Well, that's one of the meme lines.
I'm bad at remembering all the fucking lines from things.
Overall, I had a good time though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we're not done talking about it. Fuck you.
Very, very in-depth review, Adrian.
Well, I'm trying to think about other parts that like actually stood out to me. I think it was obviously
the Green Goblin. He looks like
that's how I was gonna go with.
He's talking to himself in the mirror. It's great.
That's how I was going. That's how I was gonna go with. Is obviously the
when he's like on all fours, fucking crawling to the mask.
the fucking helmet kills me.
I love it. I love.
And you can see his eyes.
His mouth.
Yeah, and his mouth.
There's actually there's times where you see his mouth and he's talking and his mouth isn't moving, and I'm like, so like there's like a couple of shots where you just like you could see the mouth and he's not moving and he's talking.
Right.
I think it's mainly during the parade scene.
Now,
but
see, if I
is
had
great.
seen this movie now,
Can we
it-
talk about the funniest fucking scene in the movie when he's pretending to be an old lady in the building fire, and I laugh my ass off. This is probably like maybe the 8th or 9th, maybe 10th time I've seen this movie, and I still laugh my ass off of that. It's so good.
it's fun now watching reactions, knowing the Green Goblin, because that's the biggest giveaway. Obviously, that's the giveaway. You're like, oh shit, oh fuck, and
Yeah.
now it's fun to go back to watch that.
Yeah, and then of course, well, wait until Spider-Man 2, because I love the Green Goblin, but fucking Doc Ock is in my opinion, one of the best villains in any superhero movie. I love that. I love that guy. He's great.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love that fucking guy.
I love that fucking guy. I love that guy.
I love that guy. Anyway, do you agree, Kyle? Is he one of the best out there?
Yeah, of course.
Do
Green
you like
Goblin.
him?
Green Goblin,
Yeah,
no slouch either. Let me.
No. Which one do you like more though? Because it's. I don't care. Which one do you like more? Tell me. You like Venom more?
No.
Venom.
Yeah. Venom.
You know, it's a great question. I love both movies, and both of them have slightly different vibes. I think two's like a better paced, more modern movie. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, closer
I-
to more modern for sure. This one is definitely way more. It
It's
felt like Sam
closer-
Raimi had a little bit more control.
It's closer to a '90s movie than a MCU movie.
Yeah,
Let's
to the point where
say
at the end, not that it's '90s, but for some reason it feels '90s when was it Nickelback,
Nickelback?
starts playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, was that song made for this movie?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it's
but it
technically
sounds like a '90s song, even though it wasn't.
yeah. If it sounds like that song from Armageddon, "Don't Wanna Go."
Oh yeah. ACDC, right? Or
No,
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. I always confuse those
Yeah.
two.
Start with
Yeah.
an A. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but technically not Nickelback. It's Chad Kroeger and some other
Yeah.
guy from Nickelback, but
Oh,
not
okay.
Nickelback. But yeah, I mean, Spider-Man.
Look at this photograph. I'm not gonna.
And
They all
also,
sound the same.
and also for very significant for the time. I mean, this is a movie that takes place in New York City 1 year after 9/11,
That's
almost
true.
the 20th
To the
anniversary.
point where the teaser trailer, which I think, can you even find that teaser trailer anymore?
Yeah, you
where
can. It's up
It's
there.
it's a teaser. I don't even think the movie was even filmed yet. But they had a teaser where it was the two towers, and in between the two towers is a couple of criminals
Like a teaser
stuck
picture?
in the web.
Or
No,
or-
it was a trailer. It was a trailer. It was like right before 9/11 happened, right?
Yeah.
Or was it after?
It was a
No,
few.
right.
It was like a year before the movie came out. The movie came out
Yeah.
May 2002.
There you
trailer
go,
was
first
May
video.
2001.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
oh, next May.
I figured you could find it, but like, I didn't know. It was gonna be like...
that trailer, that's a really fucking cool trailer too, which is
It is a cool
unfortunate.
trailer. It's not disrespectful or anything. It's
Well, no,
Yeah.
because what the fuck? It's not their fucking fault. The hell?
yeah.
Shit. I mean, they
did-
pulled all of it. There's a poster with the Twin Towers in his eye too.
Yeah.
But that trailer's
It's
awesome.
towards the end.
Oh yeah.
And it has that.
Yeah, you might
Yeah.
get copyright hit too if you.
Yeah,
It
Okay, go
has
to
that
that.
song where it's
Yeah,
like,
oh, it's a helicopter. That's right.
Yeah,
There you go.
that song
And
plays.
then you see it in his eye. I think, right?
It's like, I want to take you on a roller coaster. Yeah, and he's like swinging around and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my
Spin.
Spider. Also, hey, best fucking costume ever, Raimi costume. Fuck all of you.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care. Spider-Man PS4. Fuck no. This is the best one, baby. I
Yeah, this
don't
is the
care.
best one.
I
Without a doubt, it's the best Spider-Man comic.
iconic. Just stands
I-
on its own.
I do
Perfect.
find it funny whenever he talks, though. His mouth doesn't move under it pretty much every time.
Yeah.
So,
but
I don't
man,
know. I just
So-
wanna bring it up.
Really
I love
quick.
the angular design and the clear web.
I love the
R-
shininess of like the web on it
So-
too, and just like it looks classic, but still like not goofy. You know, like
Feels like movie Spider-Man. Like, hey, this
Yeah.
is big budget, big cool Spider-Man.
Sure.
yeah.
I want to just give my quick final thoughts on Spider-Man for.
Aunt May's not sexy enough.
No, I was gonna say I want to give my final thoughts on it because of I'll just say this now, boys. I saw this fucking movie too. Let's talk about fucking Spider-Man 2 as well. Let's fucking do it.
Fucking way, dude. No.
Oh no!
You're all avoid
I haven't
spoilers.
seen it.
I fucking know
my
this
God.
fucking Dr. Octopus motherfucker.
Okay.
Holy
I haven't
shit.
seen it in a few years, so.
Wow, you bastard! Wow.
I literally
Man, I'm
just
over
said
here
that
just I'm
earlier.
really just holding my fucking tongue. I'm like, I want to
Oh,
fucking
you're
talk
calling
about
it
this
that.
fucking movie too. Yeah, look at that fucking look at that smile.
Well, listen,
You
we haven't
should
even.
you should have let me know. I would watch it earlier today.
We haven't even been talking about.
That's
we
why.
haven't even
That's
talked
why I
about Jay
did. That's why I
Jonah.
didn't say it. I was like, let's fucking let's get into
Adrian's
this.
lying. He just looked up a Wikipedia fucking
Yeah.
plot synopsis.
You
You're not
serious?
fooling me. Yeah. You serial?
Yeah. This is also why I fucking don't like fucking Mary Jane. I also the reason why I was
That makes
balancing
sense.
the reason why I was balancing my thoughts the Spider-Man because the movies kind of blended in with one another with me just because if I watch them almost back to back with that. So I was like,
Right.
okay, which ones are which ones? I can't reveal my hand right away. Also, I really did like Spider-Man 2, and I agree with Doc Ock was a really good villain.
Yeah. Like he is like we were just talking about the Mandarin and fucking and Shang-Chi. Like he is a very because he starts off as a good guy, which I think a lot of
A little bit of a
Doc
dick.
Ock is. Yeah, but I mean like he's arrogant a little bit, but you know, still a good guy for the most part. And yeah, something happens which is grim. It's pretty grim. You don't see the I guess we could spoil it. His fucking wife gets killed. Whatever. She gets.
We're more careful with
plot-
spoilers for Spider-Man
plot-
2 than we were for fucking like Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Oh fuck it. Whatever. Oh, the arms guy got shot. What the fuck? But like she gets like implied, not decapitation, obviously, because you see her fucking head's fine, but like not good. What happened to her? No good. Really, because it shows like I remember it shows a reflection of it going to her neck. It always looked like that to me, but
He
I
had
haven't
some
seen it in a
blood
few
in there.
years, so I don't
Yeah.
remember.
That's what it looked like.
I haven't seen it in a few years, so I don't remember.
It looked like something much more brutal than they showed on her falling on the ground. Like she probably should not have fallen on the ground.
Yeah, I wish her head rolled or something. Like,
and then
that's dope.
the peculiar thing about this too is it's a fight between Doc Ock and the AI. So it's not necessarily Doc
Yeah.
Ock just being a shitty person. It's
There's a
internal struggle.
a good guy trapped underneath something that is out of his control, and he's unable to, do the right thing because he's, a good guy, like you say.
And that's why I think it's also interesting in this movie. And that's why it's one of my favorite superhero movies. Is that like towards the end, there's not. I mean, there's a little bit of a battle, obviously, but like at the end, there's no like, all right, Doc, it's either you or me, and then with Green Goblin, his ass gets skewered. And this one is just like, all right, I'm gonna save the day. You get the fuck out of here. And Doc Ock just sacrifices himself, which makes me wonder what the fuck they're gonna do with him in
Versus baby.
Yeah, I'm a little worried they're just gonna make him a villain, which is
They probably
unless
will.
he has unless he has the thing and he's like in this.
They'll make a reference to that. I'm sure they
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, but continue where you're saying.
So
Because
I want to keep more positive on this for now. Just because again, the only one I'm looking at is fucking Mary Jane just bugs the shit out of me. As a character, I just don't like her. She's technically fucking cheating on fucking everyone. It feels like, the
only part that always annoyed me was the wedding at the end. I was like, I felt bad for that guy.
the dude was fine too. He was. I mean,
he was a dick.
Didn't do anything bad. But here's
he was-
fucking
he was
Mary Jane
boring, I
asking to
guess, but-
fucking kiss everyone because she just wants to fucking kiss everyone. I thought it was much more cute that one girl from across the hall was like always so cute to Peter, and then hey, let me make you a cake, and then did all this, and then fucking he just wants to go back to this.
You'll love that character in the third one.
Oh no.
No,
I didn't watch the third one, so I will confirm that. I was trying to.
No, I mean it's like legit great.
Oh, okay. I was trying to watch the third one in time, but just haven't had the time. And also I knew the first two were the essential ones anyway. I'll probably watch the third one before the next episode though, so we'll talk about that and kind of bring it all back into.
Cool. I'll try to watch this and
into the fold.
The third one.
But yeah. So overall, I actually had a lot of fun with it. I did like the whole like he kind of just lost confidence in his powers, so they kind of just disappeared for a bit.
Yeah, they disappear.
and it kind of like improvise like, all right, what the fuck am I gonna do without webs?
And then the one scene that's amazing, and it's actually similar. There's a similar scene in Spider-Man 1 with the fire in the building.
Uh huh.
In Spider-Man 2, is that in Spider-Man 2 or is it in 3?
Which one?
The fire where he has to go into the building without the
Yeah.
powers, right? It has to be 2, right? No. There's another scene.
Yeah,
where
it's that one where he goes in there and they're like, well,
yeah,
you
and
missed
then
a
he
girl on
finds
the
out that
fourth.
a bunch of people. Yeah, and then he finds out there a bunch of people died too.
Yeah,
right?
because
Like,
this is after Aunt May gave him the whole like, so we gotta just be better, we gotta be heroes, like like whatever, and then he's like, oh, and then he sees the fire building,
Yeah.
and that's his whole
He
inspiration
saves
to go in
one
there.
woman, but then finds out that
Saves
there's
the little
other
girl.
people that were in the building.
His little girl,
saves
and
the
then
little
the
girl.
firefighters come to him and like, hey, you did good being a hero. Then another fucking firefighter goes, hey, by the way, we found there was a person on the fourth floor.
Yeah, there's another person. Okay,
Yeah.
I remember it being like there's more people.
Yeah, no, we found there was a missing person on the fourth floor or something, and Peter's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Oh fuck! If he was Spider-Man, then it would have been fun. But yeah. I thought that scene was great. I remember being like Jesus, because it was tense too, because he doesn't have powers and he's in there, and it was a better version I thought of the scene from Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 1, he just goes in. Well, there was no funny Green Goblin dressing up as like an old lady, so actually, never mind. I take it back. But yeah, it's just a really good scene, and I like that this one really goes into him being a hero a lot more. Because in the first one, it's just like he's being a hero. That's it. And there's more Jonah Jameson also in this.
A lot
in
more.
The first one,
Actually,
actually,
even fucking mentioned once. What
yeah,
the
Parker. Hey,
what?
You're fired. You're
Like-
fired. Get back here. Like, he is probably the best character ever.
Well, no one literally has ever tried to replace him. So think about that.
That's true. They did try almost in Amazing Spider-Man 2. No, I think they actually did cast somebody and then they deleted his scene or something. I almost want to say that's true. Maybe that was just a rumor. But,
MCU
I
didn't
gotta-
bother. I just bring him back.
Yeah, and then to the point where like, yeah, well, that was our first case of the multiverse. I guess
He's in Nexus Being. There's always a J. Jonah Jameson every single.
there's always a J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
To the point where J. Jonah Jameson, even in the Spider-Man video game, it's not J.K. Simmons voicing him, but
It's that character.
Him. It's him. It might as well be him. To the point where it looks just like him in the game too.
Yeah.
Cutscene.
They should have got him to voice it.
I'm sure he would have been okay with it. But yeah, it's a great role. And in Spider-Man 1, he doesn't have a lot of scenes.
This one is a lot more.
2 and 3.
Him
he
in
has
the
way more.
fucking Spider-Man suit's so fucking funny.
Right,
They
right,
peek
yeah.
in. They peek in. Which
I
why?
know,
Which
right,
wait,
yeah.
why are the blinds on the outside? That doesn't make sense to me. But they peek in the blinds, and then you just see him just standing on the fucking desk, just. And then the
Yeah.
whole flip, like, oh, this guy's gonna destroy it. And he's like, I can't believe it. I scared off Spider-Man. I shouldn't have done that. And then Peter takes back his suit, turns around, that fucking thief.
Yeah. Oh, you're actually thinking about the blinds. That might be a subtle piece of character right there. Just he doesn't want to do it himself, so he makes his secretary to take out do the blinds whenever he's like.
Yeah, he
I'm
calls
sure
and
he
says,
just screams at everybody. So he's just like, shut the blinds, Elizabeth Banks. By the way, she hitting on Peter. I remember that, right? Or was that
Yeah.
in the third one? I might have spelled that.
no, it happened.
Yeah. In the first one, she's like, yeah. Second one, she's like,
It's interesting you brought up that scene because I could have sworn that scene was only in Spider-Man 2.1.
I did watch 2.1.
You
Oh,
watched
is that what-
2.1.
because I don't remember that scene
Hmm.
vividly, so that's probably why I didn't.
Is
Oh,
there a re-
no, you don't like 2.1? I don't remember what's so different about 2.1.
The thing about 2.1 is that it was meant to be an extended DVD version of the original movie, and they added a lot more very rushed CG shots to it.
Yeah. Okay.
With the
Uh,
train.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some where it just looks like a fucking
I had
video
the
game,
DVD.
just like of them
I
like
remember
crawling on
when
the
that
side.
I remember when that DVD came out though. It was almost like another movie. I remember because like they were hyping that shit up.
Well, yeah, no, it
Like,
says it in the fucking the intro cuts. It says Spider-Man like 2.1 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.1. Yeah. No, I remember they were because the 2 came out and then 2.1 came out later. I believe, or maybe
Yeah,
it came out around the same time.
It came out around the same time as Spider-Man 3.
Really?
So-
Wow, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it was that long.
So wait,
after.
what scene gave that away? Which one?
He
There's a
that
translator.
scene when he's dressed up as Spider-Man is not in the original movie, which is
Oh,
the
that's
only
a
thing.
great
Oh, it's
fucking
not?
moment. I'm so much better. I'm so glad I watched that. Then that was one of my favorite fucking parts.
Well-
Yeah, because I don't remember that. I don't remember that scene vividly, but I do remember the scene. But I have seen Spider-Man 2.1, so that's probably just why.
The thing is, I think the theatrical version is very paced better. There's less.
Sure, I could
added
say that.
scenes.
Yeah, I could see that. 100%. I probably would have
yeah.
probably one thing would have been with pacing with that, but honestly, it's worth it if I got to see that. That's
Mary
that
Jane
little
doesn't
moment
kiss
alone was
anybody
so
in the-
fucking good.
Mary
Yeah.
Jane doesn't kiss anybody in the theater.
So
Oh, really?
just wanted to point that out.
I don't know.
Dude,
I don't remember anything about 2.1, honestly. Besides that one scene, I remember that. But if you ask me anything else, I'd be like, oh, I don't know. I think I saw 2.1 once when I was younger, and then
2.1s.
just 2.1s. Yeah.
Yeah. And the original DVD quality hid some of those extra CG scenes, but yeah, it does
Yeah.
not hold up.
Because I don't
well.
remember any bad CG.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was okay.
I was also not looking at it.
There was definitely some bad CG where
Oh,
it,
sure.
it looked like just a video game. Like
Yeah,
Well,
because it
I
was
mean-
added in afterwards.
Every time
lower
Doc
budget.
Ock's fighting, he's a CG guy. And
Yeah.
I remember every time I watched it, I'm like, gee, like he gets. I mean, he's already kind of a smooth guy. I mean, he shaved for it, which proud of him. Because I'm sure he seems like a kind of guy that wouldn't want to shave, so he did it. He gets real smooth. Let's just say, like he gets smooth to the point where I think they just made a character model with no texture at all, and he's just he looks like a 2002. He looks like the video game version of Doc Ock. from
that's
Spider-Man
why they
2.
gave him sunglasses though. So I just give him sunglasses to make
Yeah,
that
there you go.
easier.
Yeah, so they gave him sunglasses, and then of course Spider-Man has no eyes to see when he's Spider-Man, so they don't need him because eyes is the
Eyes
thing you
until
can't
this
get right.
last generation were
yeah.
the worst most telltale sign of a video game just because they were always the deadest eyes.
Now video games are good. I've been playing Horizon recently, and the eyes are
Yeah.
good eyes. Whether you like the game or not, good eyes.
Tell me some of your favorite parts in Spider-Man 2. Like I said, a lot of these are blur, so I need to point out specific moments.
The fucking very beginning, pizza time.
Pizza time.
Pizza.
Mr.
Go.
Lee's Pizza.
Oh, that's what it's
his
from. I
name.
don't know why pizza.
Yeah,
Go.
No. I remember watching that scene again on not Watch Mojo, what the fuck, like a movie clips thing, and I was just like, "Go!" I don't know why that became the
Yeah, and then you
meme
say at the
thing.
beginning of your video sometimes.
Go! Yeah, let's go.
By the way, when I watched it at first, when the woman's like, "It's 3 minutes late. I'm not gonna pay for it," I was like, "What a bitch." But then also you look at the quality of the boxes and how some of them
they're all
are
fucked
all
up.
crushed in. It's like,
completely crushed.
okay, that's fair. I probably would have paid for that either.
And
but
also
for
he was
different
swinging
reasons.
around, so they're all fucked up in there.
And then one guy just straight up just started touching it and tried to eat his slice, and he web shoot it back in. So I'm like, okay, you didn't have to pay for that. It's fine.
He wasn't even wearing a mask too, so what the fuck?
Well, the amount of
COVID
times
pizza.
he takes off his mask in general and just both of them is just so bizarre to me. Just sometimes
I think it's fine because it is. I mean, he's a pretty generic looking guy if you really get down to it. And also he's always far away enough where there's that one shot in Spider-Man 1 where Mary Jane is literally 3 feet away from him after he beats up all those people in the alley. But he's in the shadows, so I was like, all right, fine. And he had the mask off, and he leaves and comes back.
Yeah.
And then they do the upside down kiss, which is hot. But so which
and she has to
Victoria
recreate
watch
the
it.
second one. Let me see if this is you.
Yeah. Let me see if-
There's so many fucking great moments in this movie, man. I mean, here's a scene that will never ever happen in an MCU movie ever. Peter's talking to Aunt May. He after a
That's
whole
what I was
movie,
literally gonna point out just now.
he tells her that he was at fault, and the cheesy hokey acting just works so well to sell that as a human down moment, and her just looking at him,
and walking
Pulling the hands away.
getting up, pull her hands away, gets up, walks up the stairs. Scene ends. You will never find that in an MCU movie.
I can tell you how
That's
the MCU
what makes
would do
these
it.
movies
Someone
special.
farts or something.
In one scene.
I tell you, this is how the MCU would do it. She's like, Aunt May, because he's always nervous. Well, funny thing, you know when Ben, you know when Ben got, he's dead.
I went.
Might have been my fault. I was like, ooh, yep. I was there,
Oh,
and might have been my bad. I was like, oops, I let the guy shoot him, kinda. Oops.
And it's trying to be like, yep. That's what happened.
Yeah, the girl would be like, ooh, that was a fucked up thing to do.
And then man saying, "Oh, Peter!
Oh,
You
Peter.
shooted him!"
Yeah. And then Peter Griffin comes in. He's like, "Hey, what's up, Stewie?"
Oh my! I like to
and then the greased up deaf guy is like, "Ah," or whatever. I don't know. I can't think of it. Oh, and then the Herbert the pervert.
I'm Uncle Ben.
I'm a
A
fuck
family.
that kid.
Listen.
No, but I agree. It's literally.
Hey, I'm Brian.
I was gonna bring up the same point too. It's a really good scene.
I can't
and
think of another voice to do, so I'll just do my Seth MacFarlane voice as the dog.
it is a very good scene, and it's very real too, which is was very fun to see. Like just like how out of place it would look in a normal MCU movie.
Well, there's a couple times where the MCU will actually take itself seriously. But
the thing is,
the end of the Endgame, I was expecting there to be a joke at the end of Endgame. Like, I mean, like the funeral. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm
So
like, please don't
that
do it. Please don't do it.
shouts to What If
They didn't,
again, like we
so.
mentioned.
Yeah.
But the only
Not a
problem.
single joke in that show. I don't think that episode. I don't think there's a single joke.
The strange joke.
Yeah, well, they did it. Yeah. But when I say joke, I mean like someone says something serious and then they go,
that's what I'm saying is that's kind of my whenever there's an MCU thing taking something seriously, in the back of my head I'm like, all right, where's the fucking joke? That's why I always have to fucking
and it
wonder.
kind of
I'm
ruins the moment thinking that.
Yeah,
like,
so
even if it doesn't happen, it always ruins the moment because I'm just like, oh, here comes a joke. And if it doesn't happen, I'm still like, I'm not into the movie at that point because I'm thinking, where's the dumb fucking joke gonna be placed? Because they do this every time. I swear to God, it's a fucking. They have a little like
flow chart,
a placement like flow chart. And they just have all right plot point, stupid fucking plot point. Here's the intro for the villain, and then like
quirky one-liner.
Really, when a flowchart really spreads off into multiple different timelines, that's all the jokes. Like you put this joke here, this kind of joke here, put it here, this kind of joke. You gotta put a joke where like the character looks dumb. Put it here. It's just like it's the same shit every time. Spider-Man. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I want you to finish. I want you to finish this.
No, I was just gonna say, and these movies have humor, but it's never at the cost of the emotion. Like Doc Ock when he loses his wife, there's no joke after him. Goes, my tentacle arms. Like it's just like I don't know. It's like
here's what I would say in comparing a serious moment in Spider-Man 2 that we just talked about to an MCU serious moment. Tony Stark dying, right? It's still such a big moment. It's like Tony, oh my God, you're actually dying. The music's playing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The scene in Spider-Man 2, it's literally just them fucking talking.
Yeah.
And playing out in real time.
Even Spider-Man 1, when Ben dies, we don't even get a funeral for Ben. He's dead, like Peter, and then he dies, and then he does his little cry face, and then he fucking runs after the guy. That's it. When Tony dies, it's like, oh, I'm dead. And everyone's like, I'm sad.
I'm collecting my last paycheck.
To be fair,
no!
I that was more niche because it was a longer.
That was a big climactic.
It was a legacy there, right? But
all right, then this compared to like I can't even think of any other deaths because nobody ever dies in the MCU. That's another problem with the MCU. Can I think of like one other death? Actually, I don't think anybody dies ever.
Black Widow, but she got a movie afterwards.
But that was Endgame also, so yeah, exactly. I don't see no
Vision.
Ben Parker movie. Vision, okay. Vision was like, all right, give me you. He died twice, actually.
Yeah.
Fuck that. He had 2 deaths. He died 3 times, actually, if you think about it. So, no, fuck him. He's dramatic. Ben Parker's like, oh, I got fucked up, and he's dead. That's
I got it fucked up. Loki?
All right, sure. But, like, Loki, yeah, all right. That's fine. He got his neck broken, and that was it, pretty much. Sure. Even though, like, Thor came up to his body, he's like, my brother, I love you. And then you see him later
it wasn't really a joke. It wasn't really a joke, but Thanos goes, like, no more resurrection or some shit like that. But that wasn't really a joke. That was more just him, like, saying, no, it's for real.
And also, how would Thanos really know that, too? Like, I feel like those were very... I guess he had the Knowledge Stone at that point, right? No, he didn't yet.
No,
So
but
how
I
would
think he just knows
that?
what Loki is in general. He's hired
Yeah,
Loki,
sure.
so he
He's
knows
a
that.
trickster guy.
Um,
No resurrections this time.
yeah.
He's
But
a big
no,
Dragon Ball
that
fan.
is the breath of fresh air that you get with Spider-Man in these movies. That it's you can breathe a sigh of relief knowing there's not going to be some fucking jokey moment every 2 seconds. That's something.
And when there's jokey moments, they're always like Sam Raimi jokey. So like there's like I remember the fucking the extras when Doc Ock is climbing up the building, and then they have that one woman screaming her head off, just like and then she gets right into the camera and fucking
yeah.
that
That's
stuff
a
is
Raimi
great.
ass moment. That's a
Very
Raimi thing.
super
And
Raimi.
the most Raimi thing that happens in this movie, which people still talk about today, is Doc Ock's birth, as you could say,
Yeah.
in the
Oh yeah.
hospital.
When those doctors get fucked up, that one woman's like I don't
Yeah.
like seeing nails scratch on anything, especially if the
oh,
nail
dude,
comes
she
off,
clung
something
for
like that.
fucking.
Yeah. Woo. Ow, she fucked that
Yeah.
floor up.
If this like somehow it obviously it's not, but just like in a hypothetical world where it's got an R rating, that whole fucking scene would have been so much
Yeah.
blood.
Oh yeah.
It's so evil. It's a Evil Dead
Very
homage.
Evil
Himself.
Yep.
Just like the shot of it's just a shot of him holding the chainsaw, right? And
Yeah.
it goes like that,
Yep.
like impactful, lively. This is what Sam Raimi's all about. And that scene is the only like real horror scene in the movie, and does that so well. Especially like when it comes to like making a grand entrance.
I forgot
Yeah.
one of my other favorite scenes was son, avenge me. No.
Avenge me. Love it.
Oh god.
So good.
It's
Hell
so
yeah.
good. He just opens the fucking closet, there's just all the fucking bombs everywhere.
Yeah, you could just have him in his closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have like a secret area. Like,
Bring me Spider-Man. Bring it.
These movies.
Bring
I
me
talked about,
alive.
when you were gone, I talked about for that 1 second when you were gone earlier. I talked to Kyle about like one of my favorite lines in Spider-Man 2 was just the one where like Spider-Man saves him. He's like, "This changes nothing," and he's like, "All right." Spider-Man fucks off, and then I think the butler or somebody is like, James Franco's like, I hate that Spider-Man guy," and then Butler or somebody's like, "He just saved you." He's like, "He embarrassed me by touching me." It's
Yeah.
like, I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, I thought it was like there's really like a line. It's like what was it like? Even that guy said to J. Joe Jameson like he's a hero or something like that, or he saved the city or something like that.
Yeah.
And James, I don't care or something like that.
I don't care. Yeah, I love pretty much every character in this movie. Like they're all just great. I mean, besides Mary Jane, I guess. But I feel like you're not supposed to like Mary Jane, honestly. Like,
She's just built
which
to
is
not
weird.
like.
Yeah, it's weird because you're supposed to want them to be together, but you don't like them, and it feels like Sam Raimi doesn't want you to like her. I liked her in the first movie. I do. I like at first she seems a little vapid, but you understand
Yeah,
that
but she
later.
never fucking like child labor. She's like, I never noticed your eyes were blue or some shit. And I'm like,
Right.
you
Well, you
live
had
next.
glasses on, so I guess
you
maybe.
lived next to this fucking kid for like your entire life, and you
Well,
obviously
they never really hung out or anything. Fair.
I don't know, whatever. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, they never hung out.
they know each
like,
other though.
Yeah,
but like, whatever.
they're awkward acquaintances because in the first movie when they're in the backyard and Kirsten Dunst or Mary Jane had that argument with their father,
Yeah.
and when it's at night and they're talking, and he's like, "Oh, I." There's so many great lines in the first movie, man. When Peter's like, I cried as a baby when you played
Like
Cinderella.
when you played
Yeah,
Cinderella, that was in
like-
second grade. It was like, I mean,
Yeah,
just
but like,
you just know.
so listen, Mary Jane to Peter Parker is the really pretty girl, the sort of ditzy pretty girl that he really, really likes, and
Yeah, he actually likes her too. It's not just a pretty girl. Like he's always liked her.
yeah, and
So-
Peter blows his chance at the end of the first movie at the cemetery because she's basically like, "Hey, you wanna hook
I
up,
love
Peter?"
how all these moments
Hey,
come at
let's
really
fuck in the
awkward
cemetery.
times. They have their
Yeah.
moment in front of fucking Aunt May, like almost in a coma, And they had their thing on
and
top
May's
of,
like, yeah,
and they had their thing on top of a grave. It's like, this is fucking weird.
Well, to be fair, it was only Norman's grave. Whatever.
Yeah.
He did try to kill Mary Jane, so she's like, fuck Norman. I'm about to get my.
Let's fuck on his grave right
I'm gonna
now.
get my fuck on.
Yeah, on his grave.
On his grave. Like they haven't even put the body in.
Yeah.
Let's get some.
They get in there with the body.
Yeah. Norman's like, hey, let me out, Spider-Man.
Finish it.
No, I get that, but like even the way you look at this fucking poster, it's like I don't give a fuck about that.
What?
Poster?
But Spider-Man's
Huh?
on there, and look, Doc Ock in the fucking eye reflection's so good.
It is
The
really
city
good.
in the background, everything that's important here.
That
Spider-Man,
orange hue.
that
classic.
orange hue. There's a lot of orange in there, dude. Let's talk about the train scene. Probably the most
Yeah.
patriotic scene of all time.
Yeah.
Like in the first Spider-Man movie, there's that scene where all the New Yorkers like, you messed with one of us, you messed with all.
everyone do
Literally
your
right after
pose.
9/11, so,
Do your pose.
Keep in mind, his eyes are wide open.
Yeah, it's just holding the fucking thing. It's just a close up. It's just a really fucking dumb face, just like clenching, like he's about to shit his fucking pants. He's like about 2 steps away from the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Tobey Maguire has some great face because he really tries.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, you would never see that from Tom Holland. You
I
would
know. It's so fucking dorky though. It's like
It's great. That's exactly what everyone's face would look like. I'm sorry if you were holding a train back from falling, you would have a stupid looking fucking face. I'm sorry, you wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm cool. You'd be like,
then my favorite part. One of my favorite parts follows that is Doc Ock stands there and Peter's right there like, if you want, you have to get through me. Through me too. Through me. Through me.
And
And
he's
Doc
just
was like, all right, fuck it. All right, cool. Get the fuck out of here.
pushes them all
Yeah,
out
just
of the way.
literally not even like a fucking thing. Just
Hey,
fucking
shout
part of the
outs to
sea.
one of them, the big dude in that group, by the way.
Joey Diaz, baby, let's go.
Joey Diaz. In the first movie, I didn't realize, but fucking Joe Norton is in there, or Jim
Oh
Norton.
my
I'm sorry.
god.
Jim Norton's in it. Who's a comedian. He's the truck driver guy who says like, I forgot
Oh
what he
my
says.
God.
It's like a montage of people being asked about Spider-Man. He's just like,
Yeah.
I don't like him or whatever, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
He says
Really
something
quick,
like that.
also, I saw your clip actually of this, your reaction to it in Shang-Chi is that reactor dude on the the streamer guy on the train where he was like, hey yo, check it out.
He's in
He's in
Homecoming. I know.
yeah, I didn't know that too. I found that
I
link
didn't know
again.
that until later because I remember the do a flip guy, but I didn't remember that's what he looked like. So.
Yeah, do a flip.
That's cute. Do a flip.
But that guy was funny. I thought that for an actor playing a streamer, that was kind of funny.
Yeah,
But anyway, yeah. What other moments stand out to you guys for this? Because this is like a legacy movie for you guys.
Every one of them.
I've
I'm not
heard you
done
guys
with-
like constantly
Hey,
just.
I'm not done with the train scene. Hey, when he fucking has the mask off and everybody's just like, he's just a kid. He's not no older than my son. I'm like, Tobey Maguire's like 35. Get the fuck out of here. He's almost your age. But I still like that scene's so good. And then they hand him the mask and
I like
he's
the
"We won't
meme with the
tell
gun.
anyone." So good. I love that scene. And the whole fight before that when they're on the side of the train and shit, and he's like doing Matrix shit. Like,
But see
dodging-
that train scene with 2.1 looks a lot more fucking hokey because that is where the video game.
Oh, that sucks. You should have just watched the regular one. What the fuck?
Yeah,
The
no,
video,
right?
the video game moments where they look like just fucking characters walking around the
Yeah,
sides.
see, that the theatrical version is like just so fucking good, and the direction
You
of
know
that
what?
scene is amazing.
And they literally, I would totally be down with that.
Fuck Sony. They had 2 years after the original Spider-Man 2 to finish those effects if they're gonna fucking do a 2.1, and they decided, nah, fuck it, we'll make them look like PS1 graphics.
It was just to
fuck?
hype up Spider-Man 3, which is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
I
Yeah.
swear if I would have been totally bummed out about having seen this if it wasn't for the fact that J. Jonah Jameson just fucking on the fucking desk, which is again that was like one of my favorite shots. Like, I cracked up pretty hard just looking at that fucking.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
and another fun, really funny, goofy moment with J. Jonah Jameson is, like when they think Spider-Man's dead or gone or whatever, I forgot. J. Jonah Jameson, he talks shit about Spider-Man the whole time. And he finally looks up to the costume. He's like, now that was a hero. Looks away. He's like, oh, so anyways, and then costume's gone. Fuck that arachnid piece of shit right on my fucking desk.
Yeah.
He's a thief.
He's a thief.
Yeah. I love
Yeah, I mean,
I want to watch this movie right after this, but
yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Well, watch it again. I mean, one of the best like fucking music drops ever. Fucking raindrops keep falling on my head when he throws
Oh,
away
yeah.
the costume.
Sure.
That's great.
And
Uh,
you just see the shitty costume and the costume looks so sad in the garbage. I
And
remember.
the
Yeah.
garbage guy even brings it in too.
Yeah,
It's based off an actual panel from a comic book. I know that
yeah,
much.
and yeah.
How
Yeah,
much? I found this in the dumpster. I got $50 for it. I can get more than that. All right, 100. Get out of here.
Yeah.
He still looks all
Yeah.
upset.
He does that shit all the time. He did that in
Yeah.
the first movie.
I love
I
it.
love that. I love J. Jonah Jameson. I would be okay if they did a show just based on him and his exploits.
They should like give him like
Daily Bugle.
I think they should give him like a
Oh.
Disney Plus thing where like a 5 minute like giving some fake news for 5 minutes, like like
Oh, sure.
you know what I'm saying, like just make some shit up. I don't know.
They basically do it. They did that at the end of Spider-Man: Far Away from Home or whatever.
Yeah. And they also do that kind of stuff in the video game. So like really
Yeah, the
quick snippets
podcast.
of- yeah. He was like, Spider-Man, he fucking did. Guess what? He fucked us again.
I
Like,
love
what?
listening to those things in the fucking game. That was fun.
Yeah, I didn't like the Miles Morales ones because not J. Jonah Jameson, but the other girl, she was like really
The
serious.
podcasting girl.
And I was like, whatever. I want to hear J. Jonah Jameson say everybody's evil.
Yeah.
Like, she was just like, good job, Spider-Man. I don't want to hear that. Fuck that. I want to hear how he's evil.
I love just finishing a main mission, then you just turn it on, you hear him just talking shit about what you just
that
did.
motherfucker. It's just-
Yeah. Might as well just
what
said
the
that.
fuck? Someone should just take a bunch of bars of soap into a sock and beat him with it or something. They do that in jail. Anyway, they should shank his ass. Anyway.
Where's my rent?
I mean, I can keep,
fucking
keep
hold
going
on.
with great scenes.
Peter Parker
Yeah, where's
walks
my
in
rent?
with fucking $20. I gotta live on this for a week, and the guy's like, "Cool, give me that. That's part of
Yeah.
your rent."
Hey, guess
Oh,
what? Nick?
that guy's great. There's so many great side characters in this movie. The fucking landlord
Hey.
guy.
A lot of great characters that are introduced in this that have good payoffs in the third one, I think.
Yeah.
And when I say a lot, I mean mainly that guy and the girl that we were talking about earlier. But still.
Yeah. I mean,
I did like him and Aunt May were there just trying to get their fucking loan, and then just got declined, and the camera just pans over, and there's Doug Ock like just there.
Yeah.
He just walked right the fuck in.
It was fucking Joel McHale too. Piece of shit. That fucking
yeah, the
Yeah,
man
just
who
like-
ruined the video game awards. Yeah.
yeah, that fucking also
PGX.
ruined Mary Jane. Ruined fucking Aunt May's loan.
Yeah.
And like,
Scumbag.
is there a part where he's trying to steal the money or whatever at one point?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
She's
That's
good.
good.
The
You
fucking
must-
she
yeah,
fucking
I'm,
held on to her fucking cane after getting
Yeah. Damn, she's like 80 years old. Good on her.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, she's tough.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, we didn't talk about one of my favorite lines in the first movie is when she's doing the pray, and like she's praying,
Yeah.
and then Green Goblin comes in, and she's like, she wasn't done praying, he's like, finish it,
Finish it.
Yeah, we referenced that. Yeah. Good stuff.
Oh, and when
his eyes were so yellow.
yeah. and when she's talking to Peter in the hospital, he's like, and she's talking about when Peter first saw Mary Jane.
Yeah.
And she's like, Aunt May, is that an angel?
Is that an angel?
little cringe little boy Peter there.
I wish he said, I'd never heard such a soy thing. I knew you were good.
That's where our use of soy comes in for nowadays.
Yeah. You're such a 80-year-old, pretty much grandmotherly. Because she's way older than most aunts are, I would say, right? For most people, like she's like in her
Yeah.
70s. He's supposed to be
Yeah.
like what, 18?
I now understand the meme too, where he had a picture of Alfred Molina, and he was like,
Oh, okay.
"What?" It was like, "When you get to kidnap the MCU on May this time."
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's hot.
One thing that my girlfriend actually brought up while we watched this movie, because we watched Spider-Man 2 recently as well. The scene where Doc Ock, Doc Ock and James Franco make the deal that Doc Ock will get Spider-Man, James Franco will give him the whatever the
the thing for
the thing the thing he
Claw.
needs for his big evil doomsday thing.
yeah.
When he
oh,
just
yeah.
fucking throws a fucking taxi at who he just thinks is Peter Parker, like what?
Yeah.
Like, dude,
What?
what you doing? You're about to kill him.
Yeah, well, he killed the taxi guy. That's for sure. Right?
I sure. Well, man, unless he.
I
ripped him
don't
out.
remember. Was there a person in the taxi
I
cab?
think he could just ripped him out, but yeah, like
There's a lot of that in a lot of superhero movies. To be fair, like like I want you to join me, Peter, or whoever the villain's talking to. But about maybe 2 minutes earlier is them trying to kill each other, or at least the villain's trying to kill them. You know, there's a lot of that in Shang-Chi actually, where it's just like, oh man, thank God he didn't die. Oh, it sucks. Anyway.
yeah. I just thought I mean, cool scene though. I mean, they're just having a conversation and looks at a camera. You see the car coming through her eye. That's cool.
Right.
Good filmmaking. Really, I mean,
There
God,
may be a good filmmaker. He needs to stop producing shitty ass horror movies though, because
yeah. I don't. Yeah.
he hasn't made a movie almost 10 years. What the fuck?
Yeah. Oz is still his last movie.
Yep, 2013.
Was there a reason for that?
I guess he was just producing shit. He just should have was like whatever. Maybe it's just
Yeah,
because
I don't
Hollywood's
think he
so
had a-
controlling about everything.
Yeah, I don't think he had a great time with Mel making Oz. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. I wouldn't be surprised he didn't have a great time with most of the movies he makes for Hollywood. like
Yeah.
even I bet Spider-Man 3 you already know he didn't have a good time because he didn't want to fucking do what they have.
Is that what happened with it?
Yeah, he didn't want to use a certain character. I'm sure you already know the character, but and you see the movie, you'll know he didn't fucking want to use that character. Unfortunate because that movie has 3 villains, and that was like the first case of like a movie that just had way too many villains. And then after that, there was like so many movies that had that shit to the point where
nobody learned.
Yeah, in Amazing Spider-Man 2, there's like 4 villains. I'm like, what
I
the
know.
fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And I still will never forget Amazing Spider-Man 2, where Electro fucking has a gap in his teeth. I will never forget this. And he turns into Electro by a bunch of eels, which, alright, fuck it. And because he turns into Electro, the fucking gap in his teeth fixes. Why even have the gap in his teeth? They were just gonna fix it anyway. Whatever. I will never forget that. And if he shows up in the next Spider-Man movie, they better explain what happened. Or
Feige's on it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Feige better fucking be on it. It took them 8 years to explain what happened with Iron Man 3 fucker, the Mandarin guy. So, anyway.
I like how they defend that still. They're like, oh yeah, I love that moment.
Yeah. I love it. But with the gap in his teeth, I fucking love it. It's so good. There we go.
Well, I mean, what else can we say? What else can I or anybody else say about these 2 movies? These are 2 of my favorite movies of all time. I think for the genre that they're in, I still think they're untouchable. I mean, fucking hell, I love them.
The Nolan Batman movies and the Spider-Man, the first 2 at least Spider-Man movies.
Sure.
And when I say Nolan Batman movies, I really just mean Dark Knight, but
in terms of getting like a character right, director,
but also getting the
vision
character
of
right,
it.
but also not sacrificing the
the
director's vision.
filmmaking,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, in terms of Peter Parker's, Tobey Maguire is older, but he encompasses so much more a nerdy.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Peter
Because like
Parker.
I didn't mind Andrew Garfield, but he was not nerdy. There's nothing about him. Like he just seemed like a kind of like a normal
Dude.
I
he
say
was like
kid.
Spider-Man's slightly cooler friend.
And Tom Holland is like,
And Tom Holland is
he ain't, there ain't no
He's a
man
shy
there. The
kid.
fuck?
yeah. I don't
Spider
buy that
boy.
he's shy. I think he fits the age better,
Yeah.
obviously. And even though he's like 25 now, he still looks like he's fucking 16, 17. So,
right?
That's why I'm still like, I don't see him as Nathan Drake. I will never see him as Nathan
Young
Drake.
Nathan Drake.
I don't give a fuck. I will never see him. I will see him as that kid from those other Spider-Man movies. I don't know. He's definitely my favorite Peter Parker and Spider-Man because they're like everybody shits on Tobey Maguire when he's Spider-Man because Spider-Man's supposed to be quippy, but there's some good quips in these movies, and there's not an abundance of them. But I always love the one where he's like, I haven't seen Spider-Man 2 in a little while, but like when he's there fighting Doc Ock in the bank and he throws the bag of change, he's like, "Here's your change." Oh, that's good stuff.
Or it's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your
Yeah, it's
mind.
out of your mind. So good.
Out of your yeah.
And of course we mentioned earlier when he's talking to Bonesaw, he's like, "Oh, that's a cute."
It's
Here,
a
I was
cute
making
choice.
for you.
Yeah.
Hey, he
But
wasn't being hateful. He was
I
asking a
forgot to know when that
question.
was my
it's
problem.
of its
Yeah,
time.
yeah, that too. Yeah.
I mean,
It was of his
it
time.
sounds like it really reeks
fun.
of like a
Reeks?
really shitty, like it's a really dumb nerd trying to act cool.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah, but it makes sense, you know. So like
Yeah,
in that aspect, I get it.
yeah.
Um, I'd have to
Gabby.
take. I can't say he's my definitive over everything else.
Over Andrew
Rather than
Garfield,
Andrew Garfield. That's the number one
the
running
movie
right there.
movie you
Well,
never saw, or you
okay.
did but you don't
No,
remember.
I did. I watched both of them in theaters. I don't remember. I
You don't
really.
remember him.
Yeah, which I might watch them again. I don't really want to, but
There's
maybe.
one point. Remember that awesome bully scene in first Spider-Man movie where he does it. He beats him up kind of, but not really. He more like just dodges him. In the Amazing Spider-Man, there's a scene like that, except he breaks the backboard of a basketball hoop, and that's supposed to be like I took down the bully scene. And just compare those scenes, and you're just like, yeah, these movies aren't even close. It's and to the point where they had to hire a guy named literally Mark Webb to direct those movies. So like, that's not even a joke. It's like they hired a guy named Mark Webb to
Wasn't
direct the Spider-Man movies.
wasn't there supposed to be a third one?
Yeah, it was supposed to be. Dude, the ending of the second one is embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Well,
Dude,
remind me, because again, it's been.
Everybody shits on the DCEU by rushing their universe. The Amazing Spider-Man universe that was supposed to be is literally they were at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. There's a character that's like a shadowy figure that was literally handing like the Rhino to this character and handing the Doc Ock tentacles to another character. So literally they were building up the Sinister Six by just handing out like things like, oh, there's the Scorpion was good, someone's gonna get Scorpion's thing, not having their own origins, but literally just them, oh, here we go, you're a Rhino now. Like, I'm a regular guy, you're a Rhino now you're an octopus guy. They were really rushing it so they could have that Sinister Six without actually having any backstory for any of the characters. That's how the Amazing Spider-Man 2 ends. Also, Gwen Stacy gets killed, I guess.
Also, a movie is kind of bad.
Oh yeah, movie's
Honestly.
not good.
So
That
yeah.
movie has some fun moments in a
Yeah.
oh,
It's like a
almost-
90s cartoon, you know.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like when he's trying to save Gwen Stacy, and it zooms in on the web and it makes a little web hand. I remember that. I'm like, oh my god, that's the fucking worst thing I've ever seen. I love it.
But it gets worse, and then the
Yeah, so like the
Oh my
back of her
God.
head just crushes
it's
on the ground.
so funny.
Yeah.
So fucking funny.
I might,
Yeah.
wanna-
And
yeah.
I might just rewatch clips of that movie, but
Yeah, and then they're like in this like comical like clock tower or some shit too, which
Oh
is
my
like what the
God.
fuck. And then right before that, he fought Electro, and Electro was playing the itsy bitsy spider on the fucking like the clock tower parts or something like that. Or no, it was like a whatever. It's fucking ridiculous.
Fuck that. Yeah. Well, listen, Adrian. I mean, I get why it can't be your definitive Spider-Man yet. I have grown up with this Spider-Man. He was my only hero, 2002 to
friend.
2007. I
need
saw
a
all-
hero, say.
Listen,
I'm gonna look at this photograph.
I saw these movies all in theaters when they came out. I bought them on DVD. I bought them on VHS and DVD multiple times, Blu-ray,
Well,
4K.
That's going too far. I didn't buy them on
You know,
VHS.
this shit.
I didn't buy them on
I
VHS.
fucking did. I have a
I
Spider-Man
had a
1
DVD
VHS
player.
still.
Well, I had a
Uh,
DVD player, so there was no point of it.
I had full screen versions of all three movies, then got the
Yeah.
widescreen DVD, then got
Yeah,
the
like
Blu-ray,
that.
then got the mastered in 4.
Yeah.
I just fucking know these movies by heart, man. So I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah?
get it. I get
Oh
it.
yeah?
Yeah.
Retell each one right now.
Spider-Man
Perfectly.
1, the origin
Uh,
story. Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, the
Enter
origin-
enter
Perfect.
scene.
Perfect. The origin story. He fights a green guy, and then she touches his cheek with a glove on, which is weird.
I could do it. Is,
I like
is
that.
my point. I could totally do it. So you know, I get it. You've only really watched the MCU Spider-Mans so far
Yeah.
before this, so you know what? I get it.
And the Amazing
But-
Spider-Man movies. Don't forget those.
But I mean, like, man, to this day I can watch them and just think, wow, just great fucking movie.
They're
Like,
they're a
great
different
movie.
beast, and it's like I said, even though the MCU is kind of like a well-oiled machine in a way, not even like obviously like not like just everything is 100% quality. A lot of it is, but like it's a pop
They're
song.
all very similar.
It's a pop song.
Similar.
They know the exact formula they're following. You're not gonna get off the trail that much. So it felt good to see a character that you know of that bucked that trend. And also, I'm gonna worry about like the larger ramifications of it. You know, this is a trilogy. Granted, I mean we'll see more of it, fucking obviously, in No Way Home. But as a trilogy, it's confined. It ends. Cool. So like when I watch the third one, I mean I know you guys have been all over the place with it. I'm sure I'll enjoy it for what it is. I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But it's nice to know that there's nothing. I'm not gonna overthink like, oh, what does this mean for the larger? Like it's gonna be a movie. It's gonna end. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the legacy it has. I don't know, and I don't. Again, I think especially coming
That's
off
the legacy.
again coming off like Shang-Chi. I don't. And it's nice to know. Nice to not have to think about, okay, where's the joke or where's the standard Marvel fucking moment here. Just movie as is.
Right.
Like the whole like
Where's the reference?
like
Oh my God, Spider-Man 3 reference Fantastic Four.
Like,
or some shit. Right.
like
Wow.
like
Ghost Rider,
but
wow.
I actually did like the little what do we call this guy? Dr. Octopus? No. Doctor something else? Doctor Strange? Yeah, but that's taken.
Yeah, that's taken. Yeah, that's good.
But like
Which back then, I'm sure nobody got that joke because nobody fucking knew who Doctor Strange
yeah,
was.
there's two nerds. Oh fuck.
Like, oh, that makes my jollies wet or whatever. So.
But no, like for example, in Spider-Man 2, it wasn't necessarily a big fight scene that fucking ended it. You know, it was like a very mild fight scene. It had a couple of hits in it, and then the rest it was just like a talk and then a sacrifice, and it was like just a save. Like it wasn't it. Whereas like it felt like obviously with Shang-Chi and with fucking Black Widow, third act has to be a fucking bombastic fucking fight.
Right.
You know, it's cool. Like no, we just did, it was a good ending, a really really good ending. And it didn't rely on having to fucking like appease the masses with a giant fucking fight everywhere.
But I mean,
Right.
these are still like popular. These were big, popular blockbuster movies, right? But they were still so smart and self-contained. They had the interesting characters. Doc Ock. People latched on to Doc Ock. They talked about him. They bought the toys. I bought the fucking toys. Like don't get me wrong. These
His mom
movies
bought
are
the toys.
still huge crowd pleasers.
But they had to work for the crowd, whereas the MCU movies, they kind of already got the crowd. You
This-
can kind of
They're coasting on them, dude.
It was
and
to the
honestly,
point
they
where,
coast on them
like,
too long.
I missed the like mid to late 2000s because these really did feel like event movies. Like I mean, like to the point where Spider-Man 3, fuck, but that movie was so fucking hyped. Like it was like now like Shang-Chi comes out. Like even Endgame was hyped. Don't get me wrong, but like these other Marvel movies, like the new Spider-Man will be hyped because of.
it's
movies,
like
kind of.
fucking Halo.
But like the last Spider-Man movie came out, it was just another one.
Dude,
You just go in.
It's like Halo, dude. Like
Right,
Halo was
yeah.
a fucking event. Halo 2,
And
Halo
then
3,
5
Halo
came out. It's just
Halo
like,
Reach. You're like, oh fuck, me and the fucking bros are going midnight release and this shit.
exactly.
You know.
Like,
Yeah, and then Halo 5 came out. It was just another Halo game.
like, dude, the fucking Dark Knight when that movie came
No.
out.
I think I said the
Oh,
Dark Universe.
Well, it was a
No.
little bit of a
no,
weird
no,
premiere that day, but
Yeah.
What-
he's
no,
talking about
that's
the
the
Dark
dark.
Knight.
That's the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Right.
he's talking about the Dark Knight.
oh, okay, right.
That was, but the Dark Knight, Heath Ledger is gone. The fucking marketing is insane.
Where'd he go?
You know, I know, right? You
I know,
know,
it's
he's gone somewhere
Oh,
else.
Adrian,
above our-
fuck you! You said it was a
above our
weird
existence.
premiere for the fucking Dark Knight thing. I just make a little
I
joke
forgot.
about
I
Heath
forgot.
Ledger, and you go,
I didn't put Rising in there. I don't know why I thought it was that one.
You said it was a weird premiere.
Well, no, 'cause
too.
they
I don't
said-
know why I hear it.
Well, no, because they said there was like hype was on there, so I connected that one with that. Like, okay, well, the hype.
My ass,
I
you're not
didn't-
getting away from this.
Hey, then the hype. I thought the
dare
hype. Well, the hype died down. I forget for that or not.
Dark Knight.
Did the shooting affect the opening night sales
We're
of
talking
that?
about two different.
No, I'm
movies.
just I know I got that mixed up, but I'm just curious.
We're talking about Spider-Man 2.
I'm very well aware, but now I'm curious on that. I didn't follow the box office of that.
I remember.
I mean, I don't know. We like that's a thing that like you can't really tell if it did.
Well,
It did. It did better in its opening weekend, but overall it didn't do as well in America. But I think overall worldwide, I think it made a little bit more than the first. I mean, the second one, definitely the first one. First one, I feel like I want to say Batman Begins and The Dark Knight have like the biggest like gap in between like money made from a prequel and then the sequel. Because like the first one like barely made like 300 something million dollars, and then the second one made over $1 billion. It was like, whoa.
This is a dumb question, Gore the Movie Guide.
Yeah.
How is Batman Begins? I've never seen it.
I love Batman Begins. It's great.
Okay.
really weird and different than.
Yeah, it's way more of a Batman movie than you expect. Like it feels like an actual comic book movie, which you don't expect from Nolan, even at that point, because that was like right after Momentum. What the fuck, Memento, and what was the Al Pacino one? Shit.
The following.
Insomnia. And that was like right before Prestige. So you're not expecting that from him at that point. You're expecting like, oh, it's gonna be like almost not art house, but it's gonna be a little bit more serious, like what we got for The Dark Knight. But Batman Begins, it's like it's an origin movie. It's like you never saw the Batman Begins?
No, which is weird. I fucking love The Dark Knight.
Weird.
Yeah, I know, right? That's one of the weird.
Batman Begins is great.
That's one of the fucking
Like,
really.
He trains with ninjas and shit. It was dope.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's probably the weirdest gap of my viewing history, being such a Nolan fan and loving The Dark Knight, and even The Dark Knight Rises, even with the flaws it had. But I never watched Batman Begins.
Most of the I feel like most of the plot holes in Dark Knight Rises are easily like rectified if you really think about it. Like you can really think about it and go like, oh, of course Batman would have
The only one I think is always stupid. I don't even care about the whole how do you get there. I don't give a fuck. I think the only
Batman
one
would have a way to get back into Gotham
I
City.
agree. I agree. The only and then why would he slide up his fucking? I don't give a fuck. The only one I think is a dumb plot point is how let's send every police officer down the fucking tunnel.
Oh, yeah, sure. Every single one is a little ridiculous. Not every single one. Joseph Gordon-Levitt wasn't that.
There you go. So let's send literally everyone else down the fucking thing just to get rid of them, just to put them away.
I thought that was ridiculous because like they could have easily just made it so that like half of them were down there and then the other half get like either killed or like captured by Bane's crew. Because I mean, Bane had a big crew. Like they probably could have took over the cops.
Such a fucking silly way. We need to put the police officers away in the scene. All right, let's have them all go down the tunnel.
To the point where I think isn't Bane still making sure they're alive too? Because they live somehow because it's months.
I gotta rewatch that movie, but yeah,
someone's feeding them and shit.
Their daughter partying down there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, they're eating each other.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Sorry to sidetrack.
Spider-Man 2. Great game. And great
game. Yeah, for sure.
The game is great. It has some of the best voice acting you'll ever hear.
So, man, Kyle, you must just fucking love this because great game, great movie, just a good overall time.
Dude,
huh?
I played the fuck out of this game. Like this, like
that game is
CDs,
amazing.
Like, burned into my skull. Dude, playing
the pizza music I heard is always the classic.
Yeah, of course.
the web physics. Spider-Man 2 still unbeat. Sorry, PS4 game. I play
great.
Spider-Man 2 again. The physics.
Sure, because it really does feel like you're actually swinging. Not that the new ones you aren't, but like considering that game came out 17 years ago and they nailed it immediately.
Yeah.
That was the first open world Spider-Man because the first Spider-Man movie game is not an open world, which
Well,
I didn't play that until after Spider-Man 2 came out. And I was really disappointed when I played it.
Well,
unfortunate.
Unfortunate for you guys.
This game's pretty lame.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it's fortunate what?
Avengers Spider-Man is gonna beat them all.
It's true. You get to swing around with Black Widow. Black Widow.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw gameplay of that game recently, and the camera's like halfway up her ass. I just want to throw that out there. So, just all the people are like, "Ugh, I hate when the male gaze."
I hate
Sorry,
the male gaze.
It's literally, it's like literally right there. I can't look away. I gotta watch the game. I gotta play. It's just like her ass is so big in the camera right now. It's like literally when you run. I watch gameplay. When you run, it goes zoomed in, and I'm not kidding. Her ass is right there. I can't look away. I gotta look.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll look at Thor's all the time though. That's fine.
Anyway, give me some other thoughts on Spider-Man 2 before you start wrapping everything up and get to Kyle's pick.
I've said what I had to say. This is
Yeah,
one
I'm
of
good
my
too.
favorite movies.
And we will touch
I-
upon this one last time with next episode when I watch
Yeah.
3. We'll come back to it. So
Oh, okay. I thought you
Sure.
were gonna say we'll touch upon it when Spider-Man
And
Edge
that
of Time.
too.
What the fuck is it called?
uh,
No More Heroes. What
which
the fuck is
Yeah,
it
so
called?
Edge of
anyone in the
Tomorrow.
comments, if you're watching here, if
Edge
you
of
have
Tomorrow.
anything you want us to touch on with the
Edge of
trilogy or anything, go ahead and leave it in the
Yeah.
comments and we'll talk about those. Leave us your favorite moments in the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy. There you go.
Everyone's
And
got
if you
their
don't
favorites.
if you don't leave a comment, you like
You're gonna have 7 years of bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 1. Ew, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Ugh.
All right,
Amazing Spider-Man 2 is better.
all right, Kyle.
Yeah. All
So-
right. Well, so far we've had nothing but hits except for my last pick, which didn't go over so well. So I'm keeping that in
I liked
mind.
it.
But all right. Well, at least I got somebody
Well,
on
I
board.
think I said,
I
give
like
me a little
Eternal
bit of
Sunshine.
time. Give me a little bit of time in Eternal Sunshine.
I
now.
loved Eternal Sunshine. Actually,
I just was in not a great space for it. I'm sure I'll like it next time, but
no, you won't.
All right.
Um,
You're a
well,
hater.
I want to keep up the sort of like well-known sort of artsy movies, sort of.
can
Also, yeah.
I just want to explain real quick, so I guys didn't introduce this in case anyone's listening for the first time. Every episode we rotate picks for each other that will make it a movie topic of that next episode. Just to kind of cover
That's
our
what
tracks too,
Spider-Man
in
was.
case. Yeah, Spider-Man was my pick. We mentioned that, but just in case there's no movies coming out because we never know when if Wave 2 or Delta is gonna fucking knock out theaters again. Well, at least we'll have something to talk about. So we'll have this movie thing going on. So yeah, Spider-Man was my pick last time. So that means Kyle is going up right now, and that's what he's explaining.
Yeah. So I'm still thinking well-known movie that Adrian hasn't seen that I think he should see, and also within the past 11 years. This movie came out in 2010. I
That's
love
the
it.
Time Machine.
Hot Tub Time Machine, it is not. If only you had a Hot Tub Time Machine to go back and pick a different movie. But anyways,
That's a good
I-
gag.
He had to pause, pick a different movie.
And, gag. Very good.
yeah. So I love this movie. I think this is one of the best movies from the past decade, and I think Adrian just seen it. I know Gore has seen it, and I'm pretty sure
Night
he
and
likes
day.
it. And yeah, but
Night
all
and day
the
with Tom
20,
Cruise.
all the 2010 bangers.
I don't know
all
why I
the-
remember these movies from 2010.
I'm interested to see like retrospective reviews on it now since it's been over a decade since the movie came out. I think it's a great movie, and there's a Spider-Man connection in it because an actor was
Ooh.
an
Wait, let me
actor
guess
who
now.
has an actor who is related to Spider-Man has been
Oh,
is in this movie.
wait, don't tell me. Like what Spider-Man? Now we have to guess because you fucked up. I like guessing shit, so sorry.
I
Like-
wanted you to guess before.
Oh, you
I
wanted to
actually
go?
picked
Okay,
it.
good. Well,
Ooh.
all right, but from what Spider-Man series? Can you tell us
I'm not
that?
telling you that. I'm not telling you that.
Fuck you. All right, it's probably
Main
James
character
Watson.
from one of the main characters in the
Always-
Spider-Man movie,
One of the main characters. All right, it's got to be. Is
and
it Jake
it came out
Gyllenhaal?
in 2010. It came out in 2010.
Is it Jake Gyllenhaal? Is it the Prince of Persia movie?
No, but that's a reasonable
Are you
guess.
okay?
That's a
Alright.
reasonable guess.
I
Guess I
don't know.
This
No,
movie
no,
is
that's
also
not hard.
critically acclaimed, actually, and audience received it well. Unlike Eternal Sunshine, which
I think
that
audience
movie's
was
like-
really good for that. That's like
Listen.
8 point something on IMDb. I mean, if it has that on IMDb, then.
well,
yeah.
IMDb. Okay, I think of it like Punch Drunk Love, where it's like 50-50. People hate it. People.
All right, you gotta give us more
People
hints
love
because
it.
there's too many actors. and too many
2010 critically acclaimed Spider-Man.
movies. Spider-Man, Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know. You got it, Edge of Time.
Wow.
Sorry.
I know
Wait,
you've seen this movie, Gore. I mean, people still bring up this movie.
Oh,
Like, this is not-
Social Network.
The Social Network is
Alright.
my pick for next.
All right.
I've watched the movie.
Yeah, he's seen it. That's Sam's favorite movie.
Then I'm picking something else.
We can watch Social Network.
I had a guess that you have not seen this, Adrian.
Yeah, I watched it. It's really good. I liked it a lot.
When did you see it?
Probably like a year or so after it came out.
He doesn't believe you. He's like, where'd
Alright.
you see
Yeah,
it,
I
motherfucker?"
own it too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what happens at the
Well-
end? He makes Facebook. Shit.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm fine watching that
Okay.
unless you're trying to like really go for something I haven't seen.
I love the Social Network. So
No, okay. Then
all right, what's the other
okay.
movie? How about we decide? Because he's gonna throw two at us. Let's go.
Okay, I honestly don't have a second movie. I was blistering that because
wow.
when you said you found it out, then I didn't know. So I don't actually have a second pick. This is my pick. I guess it is fine that you have seen because it has
It's been a
long
while.
time.
It's been a while, so I'm good.
And the person that movie portrays has changed. Well, maybe not changed, but has revealed themselves to be,
Are you
something.
talking about Army Hammer and he's a cannibal?
Well, that too, but I'm talking about the main character of the Social Network. They realize
Mark Zuckerberg. He's also a cannibal.
He's
Dude, if it
for
came
sure.
out that Mark Zuckerberg was a cannibal, I would fucking 100% believe it. Be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, then I'm excited because I want to see like a retrospective like thoughts on this movie because it seems like you guys haven't seen it in a while. I love this movie and I would love to talk about it. And you think about like it's not like a period piece kind of because the movie goes through a time when Facebook wasn't a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
like right before, like, it was back when Napster was a thing because you have fucking Justin Timberlake's character, right? Or is it? It was Napster, right? That was the one.
Yeah.
And nobody fucking gives a shit about Napster anymore. What the fuck?
And even the movie, Facebook has already been a thing in 2010, but 10 years after that, I mean, fuck, now it's on the decline. You know what I mean? So if that, I don't even know. It's still like just
Still
unbelievably hugasmically big.
Yeah,
so
I think they'll make a MySpace movie.
I think it'll be an interesting watch for sure, and I want to show my girlfriend it too, which she hasn't seen.
Well, you could just show it to her. You don't need to fucking make us watch it.
Well, come on.
Jesse Eisenberg movie.
I never really talked about this movie
from
either.
Zombieland.
I think there'd be a lot of interesting stuff to say.
I'm gonna warn you right here. Social Network, great choice, but the movie I was about to say game again. I keep calling everything a fucking video game. The movie I'm gonna pick next time, I'm gonna break the cycle.
Whoa!
It's gonna be shit.
Oh no!
Not the shit. It's gonna be shit.
It is gonna be the shit. Not as in the shit like that's the shit. It's gonna be the definitive shit.
Oh.
Okay, I just gotta figure out which one that is right now. So.
Oh, you don't even have a movie in mind. What the fuck?
No,
I want to pick.
You're just out to torture us.
I want a movie that's bad, and I'm thinking maybe a fun bad movie, just because that'll be fun to like. Because we were talking about Spider-Man where it has a lot of like, Gigli, fun bad.
There you go. Do that.
Isn't there like a character in there that's like mentally retarded or something like that? And it's like really offensive.
I don't know.
Yeah, that movie's bad. That movie's real bad.
Remember we watched
Christopher Walken's good in it though.
Didn't we watch the Bioman together?
Oh, we sure did.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about
Remember
it.
how we were pausing that though? That was fun. We would pause it on the fucking
yeah, we saw the fucking
the reflection.
The dicks on the wait, what?
Oh yeah, we saw the dicks on the
Oh yeah. That was in the director's cut or something. I never saw that. I was like, why is there dicks on the shower curtain? I remember that. I was like, what the fuck? We paused every time we saw him.
I have a few more ideas for movies that I need to get off my
we should also
list.
do an October thing, right? Are we doing that?
Yeah.
Because the next one is me, which will be the 1st of October, right? Or something like that. It'll be like the beginning of October.
Let me see.
Because the next one we're doing is the 22nd. All right, not the 1st, but the 6th. Right? Oh, well, actually, no. Today's Wednesday for me, so it'll be Monday.
No,
so it'll be the 4th of October.
No, because we skipped. So it'll be like the 20th. Is you're gonna get 20th September.
You know what we should?
No, I'm talking about for the movie we'll talk about. Like when we talk about it, it'll be the 4th of October.
Oh right. So you'll get next pick there.
Yeah, so it'll be October. So I could pick a horror thing. I mean, I could always pick a horror thing if I want, but Anyway.
And
then we can. I mean, Kyle would get a November 1st pick. So I mean, that doesn't really matter.
He could do a horror thing too.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Kyle. You were trying to.
What I'm thinking is to accommodate everyone and not just have one person get a horror pick. How about after Gore's pick, we reviewed that. How about we all think of one horror movie to recommend? I don't think it would be that hard. Maybe. I don't know. I know we all are a little bit busier these days, but 3 horror movies? No.
I can do it.
Oh.
Yeah. We could
Adrian?
do 3. I thought we're just saying we're gonna do that.
No, because he means like we just right out the gate. We just do 3 rather than have to like the way we're doing
Oh, I
it. You
get
know.
you. So before October, like so next episode we'll all say ours. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying, right? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure, we could do
Mhm.
that. I'm down. I do want to pick a bad one though, so maybe
I
I'll try to find a really fun bad one.
if you guys are up for it,
I got the perfect one. All right,
if you guys are up for it, let's
I
see.
got a great one.
So Kyle's pick is 21st. Gore's first pick
Oh,
is
fly.
October 5th. I am gonna make like a really big conscious effort to. I've always said it's like every year. I've always thought about this is I've wanted to knock out. I have a lot of fucking horror movies that have just been sitting in a backlog. Like the spooky month that I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna fucking watch all this shit, and then usually it ends up that month I end up busy, never actually do. So depending on time, so I'm definitely down to do it at least 1 week. Depending on time, I don't mind doing that for 2 episodes in a row, or we each pick just one horror movie. So three movies 1 week, and 3 movies the one afterwards. So it'll be a lot of movies to watch, but I think it'd be kind of nice to just really knock out a bunch of scary movies, assuming the time is accommodating.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna be watching horror movies all.
That's
of
kind of what I'm
October.
considering. I'm like, if there's a movie
Yeah,
that
me
you're already
too.
gonna watch, we just fucking just write it down, and we'll put that
Yeah.
up there anyway.
I think that's a good idea. I am so
Yeah,
down
so
to
well,
do
at
that.
least for sure. So at least for the October 5th episode, Gore will have his normal pick, so that'll be whatever shit movie he wants to fucking talk about right now. That episode will also propose three movies for us to watch by the 18th. We'll see how we're feeling. If so, we'll do another round. We'll see, maybe one more round for the following. We'll see. But for that at least, it'll be at least 1 week. Where we'll,
I guess I misunderstood. I thought we were just gonna all say our movie for October and then
we won't
share
have
it out.
technically
That's fine.
one, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, we will. I mean, count November 1st as October.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out details. But either way, there will be some
32
way.
days in October.
Well, we
Well,
will have already have seen them before Halloween, right? We'll just talk about
Yeah.
them after.
sure.
Yeah, it's fine. I could do that. 3 movies every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
it's not a big
so
deal.
It'll be like 6 movies in October.
Yeah,
that means right.
which is like that's cool for October.
I guess 7 with mine. I guess.
You could do a month of gore on them too, you know.
There you go.
There you go.
I just realized that trailer is coming
You
soon. I
gotta
didn't even
make it.
think about that till you just mentioned that.
There you go. You gotta make that.
Oh no. All right, and then really quick, I forgot to mention to you guys, and I kind of presumed remember we're keeping that ongoing list of personal rankings of the movies we've been watching.
Right. So I guess we have to do Spider-Man 1 and 2. I haven't watched Spider-Man 2.
We don't have to
but-
do Spider-Man
yeah.
2. Spider-Man 1 was the pick. So
Spider-Man 1 above Eternal Sunshine.
you have Borat, Whiplash, Eternal Sunshine.
2 J.K. Simmons movies. That's hard. You know, I'm gonna say personally, I'm gonna put Spider-Man first. I love Spider-Man.
That's what I
don't think it's the better movie, but
I predicted
Whiplash
that
at
for
least?
you, and then I
Okay.
also predicted that
Is it-
for Kyle as well.
yeah. Well, he says it's like his favorite movie ever, so I'm assuming it's gonna be number 1 so far.
Above Eternal Sunshine. So the personal
And
rankings.
Whiplash.
I'm
I'm
not gonna.
assuming, right, Kyle?
Well, let's hold on. Yeah, let's get to it. So Gore, you already did yours, right?
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
texting, so he wasn't listening.
No, I heard you. I was.
Yeah,
Then
what
why'd you
I
ask him?
You said you think Spider-Man's gonna be at the top
Yeah, but
of
what
my list.
did I say about me though? So you want to listen?
You said it's not it might not be as good as Eternal Sunshine, but you like it more.
No, I said Whiplash. See, he wasn't listening.
No, you what? No.
I said Whiplash and Eternal Sunshine to be fair.
Wait,
No.
so
It's not
Spider-Man.
technically a better movie than Eternal
What about
Sunshine
Borat?
and Whiplash. Well, yeah, it's a better movie than Borat, but
I
that's
mean,
not...
is it? That was on
Is
that
it?
was on the top of
Yeah.
your list until just now.
Well, yeah, because Borat is... This is my personal favorites. Borat is not a better movie than Eternal Sunshine or Whiplash.
Yeah, it
but
is.
It's a favorite. Well, for what it does. I guess
Kyle,
so.
and it's your number 1.
Yeah, it goes Spider-Man, Eternal Sunshine, Whiplash, then Borat.
And we're obviously not gonna do this forever, just because at some point, somewhere down the line, this is
It's
gonna be a
good.
fucking really long list. But if there's anything
I'll make
notable,
a letterbox. I'll make a letterbox list and I'll just post that.
Yeah.
and then yeah, I put this above Eternal Sunshine, but below Whiplash and Borat for me.
Sweet.
Cocksucker.
Well, Bosch and Boy are fucking great movies.
Yeah. Hey, I like all the movies so far. So.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna end next time.
What? I mean, I don't know.
Thor: The Dark
Spider-Man.
World.
You would
Shang-Chi.
you would be going after me if you did that.
Yeah.
Thor: The Dark
I
World.
might be going after one of you with my choice right now, but it might change in the next couple weeks, so we'll see.
I guess one last thing before we sign off, I just want to know, like, for in terms of going back to like the big movies, the weekly movies.
Oh yeah, what do we got coming
up? What do
up?
you guys say? We got *Malignant*.
I'm excited for that.
I'll see that.
Actually, I think the reviews have been really good so far from what I saw.
Yeah, I'll definitely be seeing a new James Wan movie. I'll be seeing The Card Counter. I don't know if anyone else will. That has Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, I
in it.
want to see that.
I do want to see
Paul
that.
Schrader, right?
Yep, sure is. So it's gonna be kind of fucked up. And then so that's pretty much, those are the only two notable ones. And then the week after that is Cry Macho, and Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Free Guy.
I know you
like-
want to see that, Gore.
I feel like you're missing something.
Cry Macho, Prisoners of the Ghostland, The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
No. That movie looks pretty good though, but I don't know the true story about that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something. Oh, everybody's talking about Jamie.
Cop Shop.
Oh,
Queen Pins.
Cop Shop looks great. I don't know if you saw a trailer for that, but
No.
Cop Shop looks awesome. Oh, is that in your theater? That looks great.
Yeah.
It's Gerard Butler is trying to kill Frank Grillo, and he's in a
That sounds
cop.
cool.
He's in a prison. It's
Ooh.
from the guy that did The Gray, and
Yeah.
Joe Carnahan.
I'll put down a list. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that game. Why do I call everything game? That movie looks good. So there you go.
I'll definitely check that one out.
I'll watch
see
anything
if
with
it
Frank
plays in my
Grillo.
theater.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do Cry Macho.
I have a rule. If there's something
What?
with Frank Grillo or Shea Wiggum, I watch it. So.
Cry Macho is more than likely going to be Clint Eastwood's last movie.
Cry Out Macho looks great. I'm excited.
Does it? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just,
Yeah, he's like 91, so.
And
he makes
it's a western, so your mileage may vary.
We might actually see him die in the movie. That'd be really sad. Not actually die in the movie.
Yeah,
Like him as a character.
that's the way to go. Let me get it on camera, but don't announce it till afterwards.
It's a live movie, so we'll see his death.
No, they kept
and they'll announce
it
theater.
literally under wraps.
Does anybody remember? You probably don't. But in the beginning of every movie that used to come out before the pandemic, there would be like the Fathom Events thing. Like Fathom Events. This is a new Fathom Events thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was one with Woody Harrelson. Do you remember this? Where Woody Harrelson was gonna like live stream a movie of him stuck in London or whatever.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do.
I don't remember hearing anything about it though, if it was good or not. But that sounded interesting.
What was it? What happened? It was Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Just look up Woody Harrelson live movie, like a real time movie or whatever.
Lost in London.
Lost in London. That's right. Oh, it was 2017. Damn. Okay, never mind. I thought it was 2019.
I do remember that though. I do remember that thing. Like, what? Okay, that's not a movie.
Owen Wilson was in it. Willie Nelson. What the fuck?
Apparently,
Yeah.
it's 100 minutes long. Apparently,
Wow.
they cut it down or something.
Yeah, because it was him live. It was a live filmed movie. Like you could watch it, and that's not interesting. Like, oh, I can't wait until something gets fucked up or something.
It is the first time a film was live broadcast into theaters.
That's great. There's a new movie with oh fuck, what's his name? Xavier, Split guy. Yeah, that's a terrible poster. To be fair, he didn't film the movie at that point, so he couldn't use anything for the actual movie. Yeah, he's like, well, that's just what happens to me, I guess. No, what's his name? Shit. Oh fuck, I just forgot. James McAvoy. There's a new movie with James McAvoy where it's like a thriller, and someone kidnapped his kid. But the cool thing about the movie is that he actually doesn't have the script, so he's going through the movie with no script. So he has to actually improvise all the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. It has like a generic title,
Yeah, I heard
but
about
it
that.
looks cool. So Yeah, so he has to improvise, and he doesn't know who the killer or the kidnapper is. I think it might be a killer, so it might be like his
That's
kid's
cool.
killer. So he doesn't know anything.
James
So he has to
McAvoy is one
improvise.
of the actors I would totally trust with that kind of thing too.
Yeah, he's great. So anyway, the first film ever broadcast live. Woody Harrelson.
That fucking cover is
We
amazing.
should
Venom.
watch this. We should
Yeah.
watch.
All right, Kyle, we're not gonna watch Social Network now. We're gonna watch Lost in London.
London live.
We're
It selects January 9th.
You can still watch it. Apparently, you can rent it. So.
Yeah, that'd be bullshit if he did all that and you just can't watch it anymore. That's a 75% Rotten Tomatoes. So.
yeah.
I want to know, like, was it cut down afterwards on release, or like?
It better not be. That's only $3. There you go.
It
Not
looks
bad.
like a real movie. Like it looks like it was professionally shot, right? Well,
Yeah.
like, kinda.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a film. I mean, obviously, it's like
It looks
someone
handheld and stuff.
Yeah, handheld. Of course, it has to be, right? Like, how the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, let's watch.
But, like,
let's
it
watch
looks like
trailer
you're-
for this, and we're gonna dip out after this.
It looks like we should do this. Just watch a weird gimmick movie.
Unsane. Let's
Oh,
watch
I
that.
realized I haven't had it for.
You should.
Oh,
you should
Unsane.
do,
Unsane was cool. I liked Unsane.
Yeah, that's me. My fun
Uh,
thumbnail.
Oh, you made a. Fuck, I was asking for this. I need to see.
Yeah,
This.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it, but yeah, I did it. I made a predictions video.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it looks like they still have a script and they're still like trying to follow like a story.
It's white. It's widescreen for us, so we can't see it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I can watch it later. I guess. On camera. Yeah, and, like it wasn't filmed yet, so every time they did like the Fathom Events ad, it would just be Woody Harrelson talking to camera. Like, join us as we film a movie live. Like, it's gonna be me and fucking I don't know, and crazy shit. It looks like relatively well filmed. Like I don't
Yeah,
exactly
like-
know. I don't know what the plot is besides him being lost in London. I don't know why he's lost in London. I can't hear
But
the
it's like
trailer. So
it's like focusing on other characters and
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
yeah, it's Owen Wilson.
Wow.
I mean, this is
Oh, wow.
honestly this just feels like a one take movie at this point. Like,
It has
know
to
what I
be,
mean?
right?
that's what
mean-
it feels like because they definitely
Yeah.
rehearse something. You know, you can't just
They
fucking
just knock
make
over
up
some
this
guy in a
shit.
fucking wheelchair.
Yeah. That'd be great if it wasn't
Oh, wow.
reversed. They
All
just
right.
knocked over a wheelchair guy.
Hey, you know what? Fuck Birdman. This is way.
It's a
Where
real
they
movie.
lost connection in the middle of the stream?
Oh, that would have been. I mean, I'm sure they're recording it, right? I mean, they have to be. At least they're recording it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. so they'd be like, well, just keep fucking going, I guess. What the fuck? I wonder. There has to be some bad acting in this, right? There has to be some like.
Wait,
really
all right. I'm gonna
hilariously-
pause it there. We need to watch this eventually. It's gonna be on our list
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, there has to be some terrible acting.
Let's,
Let's, right? There's gonna be like one take, and I'm sure they rehearsed it, but like there's got to be like someone fucking. up in the
let's
background or
find a week that there's like almost nothing coming out, and we'll do
shit,
that
it's
because if
gonna
we're
be a
gonna
while.
watch, yeah, it's gonna be a little while, but this will be on. I'm gonna make this on a short list that in case theaters get shut down for some reason or something like that, we'll have a short
I
list
hope
of
they
stuff
do
that we
now.
need to. Yeah.
then
Well,
we'll watch Woody Harrelson's weird experimental.
Yeah,
movie.
we'll make a short list of just movies that we need to like actively watch.
Right.
So I'm gonna make that
Well,
right now.
I'm glad I brought it up then. I just randomly remembered that movie. Yeah.
That was
I
a
always was
little
interested in it.
tangent.
Yeah.
Mm,
I always
that's
remember
fun.
that movie. It just popped up in my head. So.
Anyway, that was Not Another Podcast Remake, episode number 5. That went a lot longer than Kyle was expecting it to.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah.
because I
But-
knew we were going to talk about Shang-Chi for a little while, but we talked about Spider-Man way more.
And Spider-Man
Yeah.
2. That was a fun little
That was
surprise to get to.
Definitely over an hour of just talking about those two.
This is all audio podcast as well. So check us out if you want the audio versions of it. We're not playing audio. I don't know if the audio is actually playing on these trailers on the actual stream. Maybe it is. Either way,
Not for me.
it's not that big of a deal. The video one, we just have the trailers up. So if you want this audio, go for it.
No, you're not allowed. Don't
Nah.
take our audio.
Not allowed.
Don't do it. I'll scream in the mic, and you're going to be blind.
Yeah, like the Mace Tour podcast is gonna just break your fucking shit.
You just hear what I said.
Yeah, you're gonna go blind. You hear a sound so loud you go blind.
You go blind. That's a pretty loud sound.
Yeah. Remember
It's
next.
like when Superman screamed when he died at the end of what was it called?
Batman v Superman.
Against Superman or whatever. Remember when he screamed so loud it woke up the mommy boxes?
Yeah, the mommy boxes.
Hey, oh, that's a perfect move. Never mind. Never mind. We might watch that soon. Is all I'll say.
Gore's gonna bring the shit to the movies. And then remember, yeah. Speaking of that, next episode's movie is The Social Network. So,
Yep.
Go bust out that Criterion.
Oh, yeah.
Bust out the Criterion, or if you're like me, the Blu-ray regular.
Yeah, or HBO
One with
Max
the
is on
slipcase.
that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably
the
where I watched
slipcase is
it.
cool. I was looking for my social network Blu-ray, but I don't know where it
Yeah,
is.
that's like a special slipcase thing.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I think I have that.
That and like Gone. No, what the fuck? Is
Yeah,
it called?
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. Thank you. I was gonna say Gone Baby Gone. Gone Baby Gone. Gone Girl. God damn it, not Gone Baby Gone. Had the fucking Amazing Amy book that came with it or whatever.
Yeah, and they had like clues. Clues
yeah,
for the
clues.
mystery or whatever.
No.
and
Yeah,
things
there you
like
go.
this.
The only
yeah,
thing
there
I
you go.
fucking
That's cool. Love
like movie merch am so upset about missing is the
But the
Babadook.
Babadook. Yeah, me too. Every time I'm pissed.
God,
about
and I
missing
watch a movie
I
like
have the Babadook slipcase that's kind of like the pop-up book.
Yeah.
That's it.
I watched that movie like 2 years afterwards, and I was like, I wonder if they have that online. I looked, and like 2 or 3 months prior, they're like, hey, it's our last run ever of this. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, yeah. I missed that completely, so I didn't even see it.
This is still Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is that a Holy Grail?
Again that, yeah, it's sold out.
I don't think. Yeah, it's sold out. Not a
I'm pretty
print.
sure it's sold out.
How much is it worth
I was
on
thinking
eBay?
of getting it at one point, and then I think it was gone. I was like,
Last time I checked, it was over 100.
I got that first. Remember, Kyle? I think I showed it to you, and then you wanted to buy it after that.
Yeah, and I got that 4K, baby.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
All right,
yeah,
but that
I
was...
like that movie a lot. I like that movie a lot, but I didn't love it. So
Yeah, that's how I felt, but I mean, I still respected it.
I'm okay.
Uh,
I don't really collect the Blu-rays like that.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Go to hell. Never come
No,
back.
you gotta say go the right way when you say that.
Go.
Oh!
To hell.
To hell. Go.